What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I apologize all who missed the 7 p.m. Interview that I was supposed to have, but we are definitely going to get it started now.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It's your boy Kings and Dreams. Thank you all for rocking out with me. As I mentioned earlier, I was supposed to do this live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we had to push it back. No matter what, we still are going to have an excellent show, and I am going to open up the panel this evening, so it's definitely going to be entertaining. However, we want to make sure that on this channel, we treat everybody with respect. Without further ado, my guest is no stranger to this channel, definitely a friend to the channel, and he has the courage of his convictions, man, and that's that, man. So stands on his own too. Bad boy membership talks about game, however you think about it, one way or the other. Like it, dislike it, indifferent. One and only, Mr. Lucario. What's up, man?
What up? What's going on? What's going on, man? What's popping with you? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on here, man. You know,
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, man, the last time that we did this, we talked offline and we said we're gonna do some live callers today, man. So I'm very, very excited for that part of it. But there's a video that you and I were supposed to be breaking down, and I think it's been like 2 live streams, so we got to definitely make sure that we break this video down.
Let's do
today.
Yeah, thanks for having me too, man. Appreciate it. You know.
Yes, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Hope all is well, man. And now did you go out to the CME?
No, I wasn't out there, but shout out to them, man. I saw they done some good things. So shout out to Donovan, because I know Donovan be going hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that was out there. That's what's up.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, man. And I think we spoke about it briefly. And you had the Real Game Theory out in Vegas last month, September.
Right. Yeah, Real Game No Theory, the Game King. So
Real Game No Theory.
We just did a Vegas seminar. We just wrapped up the actual documentary filming. So the documentary is going to come out next year. But right now, the Vegas seminar, people can go and actually get that at masculineidentitymembership.com. That's masculineidentitymembership.com. Go on there. You can download the entire seminar. It's about 3.5 hours. So, you guys can get that and get that going. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, man. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So, before we break down the video, there were 2 things on your channel, Instagram to be in particular, that caught my attention, and I just want to jump right into it because I know we got like 2 hours, and I know there's going to be some people that may call and have some questions. So I want to get straight to it. So there was one video where you were talking about men can never feel embarrassed. And I thought that this was a good one. I really like this one from the perspective of that we as people, but men specifically, sometimes we try to put on a persona and try to be, and try to be, too much of a person that we're actually not. So that one I'm gonna play, and then I kind of want to hear your thoughts on it, and we'll kind of walk through it. Hold on, let me share my screen.
Let's make it happen.
I believe this is it. Yep. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Hold on. I think I just clicked out of it. My bad. Oh, here it is.
Is embarrassment rooted in insecurity or even validation seeking? Is there a correlation between embarrassment and insecurity? Yes. You can only be embarrassed if you give a fuck about what others think of you, because you want a person to think of you in a certain light, in a certain image.
My fault. I was trying to blow it up.
The embarrassment happens when something occurs where somebody is seeing you and they're seeing you differently than the image you want to portray. You understand? So what happens is that you're portraying a certain image. Somebody says something or does something that makes you, feel like that image is threatened, and that's where you get embarrassed. But see, if you are the type of motherfucker who's an actual man and you enjoy women, but you are not controlled by women or controlled by anybody else that's outside of you and all this other shit, you'll be fine. But the problem is that motherfuckers care too much about what other people think and trying to put up a certain image. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, for example, let's say, let's say I was like, man, you know what? I'm Mr. Locario, so I want everyone to think that I'm just fucking the hottest women ever, right? And then let's say I fuck some chick who's like, I don't know, out of shape. She's like a big fat chick or whatever, right? And then so let's say somebody took a picture of me hanging out with this fat chick, right? And then they like, yo, Mr. Locario exposed. He's look at the fat chicks he's fucking. Right now, if I was a male, I would be embarrassed because what happens is I want the image of me fucking supermodels. So if I fuck this fat chick and then somebody says, well, Lucario's fucking this fat girl, that would be embarrassing. I would feel some type of way if I was a male. But as a man, I don't give a shit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here to have a certain image and put up a certain image. I just do what the fuck I do. You feel what I'm saying? And so I focus on what I do. So this is what I'm saying, where because I have that power within me, I'm not looking for validation. Or I'm not looking to be a certain image for anybody. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you always say, you see what I'm saying, but no, I agree with you. I agree with you from the standpoint of like this, right? So it's interesting. Now there was one chick who I was like trying to talk to back in the day.
Right.
I probably was like, let's say 12, 13 years old. And so she matured, you know, her body started developing and stuff like that.
Right.
So like the oldest, like I'm like in like the 7th grade. Yeah, like 6th, 7th grade. And you got like freshman, sophomore, and high school dudes trying to get at her. You know what I mean? Like there's not really much I could really compete with. I'm in 7th grade. These dudes like, you know, 14, 15, they facial hair coming out and all that. I mean, the kids nowadays, like, shoot, they facial hair come out when they like 9.
Right.
But like back then, you know what I mean? Like, yo, when you like, you know, 14, 15 or whatever, facial hair, all that stuff, you know, whatever. But like, I say that to say I was embarrassed that she didn't give me no play though. So,
right.
So, but I didn't necessarily have an image of, oh, this is what, like, I was perpetrating a fraud or anything. I was just embarrassed because I was like, well, damn. You know, like, damn, why couldn't I get her?
Right. Because, see, the thing is that it's always an image being portrayed, whether it's an image that you want people to see you as or an image you want to see of yourself. So you can also be embarrassed by feeling like you didn't live up to the image you thought of yourself. Right. So, but the thing with embarrassment, the reason why I even did that short was I was actually talking more about the situation that happened with Will Smith and Jada, because Jada got her new book out. She's talking a lot of stuff. And so a lot of people was like, yo, she's embarrassing Will Smith. She's embarrassing Will Smith. And I basically said on Facebook, I said, listen, no woman or anybody has the power to embarrass you. So if you're embarrassed, that's coming from your own feeling. You understand? Embarrassment is not a natural thing. It's a taught thing. You're taught to be embarrassed because you're taught that you have to portray a certain thing. And if that thing that you're portraying or that thing that you believe in is, you know, threatened, then you're going to feel exposed. You're going to feel naked. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm scared that people are seeing me this way. So you feel like you are being exposed as something else than what you want people to see you as. And that's all embarrassment comes from. So I say to people, listen, if you focus on you and care about you and not basically don't care about what other people think, there's no way you can be embarrassed about anything. Embarrassment only comes when you care about what other people think. Just like I said in the video, I was like, listen, you know, if I had the image of, yo, I got to be this super player, every chick I smash is a dime, and then somebody's like, yo, I saw you with this, you know, ugly girl, then it's like, if I care, I'm going to be embarrassed. If I don't care, I'm not going to be embarrassed. So it's really a choice. So the problem is a lot of times people feel certain ways because they're choosing to feel that way based off of their conditioning. They're attaching their thought process to that conditioning. You see what I'm saying? So that's really where that comes from.
So I understand your overall premise, and I would say for the most part you make a valid point. The Will Smith situation, I would isolate that only because like he and his wife, primarily him, is in Hollywood. What is Hollywood? An image, right? So I would not use what you said for Will Smith. Now, if we're talking the average person that doesn't have their life portrayed in the media,
Mhm.
then yes, I stand firm with you. But someone like Will Smith, that's where it's like that's different because his life is portrayed in the media, and
Mhm.
how he is able to generate revenue is
Mhm.
because of his popularity, right?
Right.
Like the whole thing that happened when he smacked Chris Rock,
Mhm.
right? People started falling off from him, and I'm sure that for his namesake, because he had just won an Oscar, and normally a lot more people would be talking about like the new Bad Boys movie. I mean, sure, people are still going to watch it,
Mhm.
but the fact that him and Martin Lawrence did a promo to promote the next installment of Bad Boys, people still gonna watch it, but it would have went like the populace of it would have blown up so much more
Mhm.
had that situation not have happened.
Mhm.
So that's my pushback, just because of Will Smith, of who he is and what that situation is. Like if
Mhm.
you're talking your everyday person, cool. Well, Will
Mhm.
Smith, I would take him out of that.
Right, but the thing is that the thing with the Will Smith situation is it's the thought that people are it's the idea of someone saying that Jada can embarrass him. And so what I'm saying is I'm using just that as an example because Will Smith is probably embarrassed.
Yeah.
But the reason why Will Smith is embarrassed because he cares what people think, so he has to put up a certain image because he's trying to use that image to make money and all so forth and so on. And he's in Hollywood, and they want to portray a certain thing, which is why they lied about all those things that they were trying to cover up. But I'm just saying as an example from people feeling that way or feeling like they are embarrassed because what happens is when we see things, the reason why we feel something about it is because we relate to it in a certain way. So if a person is seeing the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett situation, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to like not like what Jada Pinkett is doing, right? For example, especially a lot of guys, because they're like, man, I would feel some type of way if a woman I was with was doing this. You understand what I'm saying? So they're gonna somehow relate to it. You feel what I'm saying? Or women might see this and they might say, oh, well, I don't like that she's doing that because they may be a woman who probably would never do no shit like that as far as like saying certain things in public and so forth and so on. So we always attach ourselves to these things. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, as a man should never let anyone, man, woman, child, whoever, any situation, make them feel like ashamed or embarrassed about anything. You understand what I'm saying? And the problem is that we've been taught all our lives to feel that way because people tell us, well, what you're doing is it's not conforming to what society is saying you should do. And because you're not doing that, you should feel embarrassed. And so all I'm saying is, as a man, especially, you should never feel embarrassed about anything you're doing, saying, or feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at this shit.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I agree, and I understand the overall message.
Right.
I would say overall I agree, but there's certain nuances where I would kind of say, okay, wait a minute, we got to hold the line, like I mentioned with the Will Smith thing. You know what I mean? But I don't want to drag that out too much further. But I did agree with that for the most part. All right, now the next one. Okay, now the next one, I kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit, and you talked about the late great Kevin Samuels in reference to the high value. So
Right.
let me share this one. I believe this is it. Let me refresh.
Oprah wouldn't have power over a man in a relationship. She's a billionaire and don't have to listen. See, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. You see, guys, I don't give a fuck about how much money a woman. The money is not the fucking power. You understand what I'm saying? Money is used for practical reasons. I gotta pay for this. I gotta, pay the bills. I gotta buy this and all. That's what the money's used for. See, a lot of guys, what happens is that because they have no game and that because they actually don't see value within themselves, they think the money is the value. You understand? This is the shit that I didn't like that Kevin Samuels was doing. You understand? Kevin Samuels made y'all niggas think that your value is in your money. He made you think that you are a high value man mainly because you have this amount of money. And because you have this amount of money, that's what's going to make the women want to fuck with you. You understand? Now, what will happen is you'll have women who will fuck with you because of the money, but they're not fucking with you because of you. And then so what's going to happen is that this is what's going to cause the mentality like you have right here, where you're talking about, well, if you was an Oprah, isn't she going to have all the power because she's a billionaire? Fuck no. See, you'll think that because you think your power comes from your money. So, of course, if a woman has more money than you, you think the woman has more power than you or have power over you, or that she's going to be the leader in the situation. You see what I'm saying? This is where y'all fucking up. This is why you got to understand game, because if you understand game, then you're not going to think that your money is the thing that gives you the power. It's you. It's actually who you are and what you're about. That's what gives you the power. It's your actual value that's within you already. That's why all these red pill niggas, they always talk about, yo, well, you got to build your men have to build their value. No, men don't have to fucking build their value. You got to stop with this nonsense of men have to build their value. That's a bunch of bullshit. You see what I'm saying? But 832, let's pop it.
Okay. Wow, you said a lot there. All right. So now you said that Kevin Samuels was saying that men need money men utilize money in order to become high value. And you're saying that men don't need money to become high value?
No. Well, this is the thing. So
okay.
What high value is basically is anything that you consider valuable to you, right? So you can say in a certain context that if I need money and you have money to provide me, and let's say you give me a loan or something, right? I can say he's a high value man because I got a lot of value from this dude. You understand what I'm saying? But what happened is with Kevin Samuels is Kevin Samuels taught a lot of modern males, right? A lot of guys who were having trouble with women to say, well, if you get this amount of money, then your women troubles won't be that bad because they'll start to want you and like you because this is what will make you attractive to women. Now, the problem with that concept is that that's a half truth. What happened is you will get women that will interact with you and be attracted to you, but they're attracted to you because they see you as a resource, not necessarily because they like you as a man. So whenever a woman sees you as a resource, you as a man is secondary. So what that means is that if you're only attractive mainly because of a resource, when your resource is gone, she's out. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing where a lot of guys thought, well, man, if this will make me more of a valuable man if I get this amount of money. You see what I'm saying? So what I say to guys is this: it's cool to get money. You should have your money. You should get your money up. You should strive to get as much money as you want and do what you do. The problem is if you're doing it thinking that that's the thing that's going to make you attractive to women, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to be a guy who attracts women who actually sees that as the main thing while they're dealing with you. Whereas you're dealing with her thinking she actually likes you. So a lot of guys like to tie their value to their money, and they think if I have money, I'm valuable. If I don't have money, I'm not valuable. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the problem with a lot of these guys out here, because this is the thing. You have a lot of rich guys who are married and their wives are cheating on them with broke guys. Their wives are leaving them for broke men. You understand what I'm saying? So I had that situation happen to me back in the day. I did a whole video years ago where I was talking about how I used to sleep with women who have boyfriends and husbands. And one of the main things that a lot of these women would say to me is that they would want to leave their husband for me. And I was living at home with my mom. Now, why would a woman who has a husband who is making really good money want to leave her husband for a broke dude living at home with his mom? You see what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. But that's the thing.
I hear you. Really quick, we're almost 30 minutes past the hour. Please make sure that you do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, we are going to be opening up the panel soon enough. So we got one more video that we're going to review. And then if you all have any questions for myself or my guest, Mr. Lucario, please make sure that you do join the panel. I will be dropping a link soon. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Now, I would say this.
Mm.
Kevin was saying that money alone doesn't make you high value, but it is part of the package. And that I do agree with. I do agree that men should be financially stable.
Mm.
Not saying that you got to be, not saying that you got to be a millionaire or making, six figures or anything like that. But you do have to be able to make a decent amount of money. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, and I think that's what Kevin's overall message was. I do think that some men have taken that and kind of just said, well, yeah, I make six figures and I'm high value, so I should be getting the best head of my life. Nah,
Mm.
dog, it don't necessarily work like that. It goes. I'm serious. You know what I mean? Like, and you said another thing. You said building yourself up. You said that you think that that's BS. I don't know. I don't think so, because when I look at building yourself up, excuse me, when I look at building yourself up, I think of being, financially healthy, physically healthy, mentally healthy, right?
Mm.
And I think that you do need to have that in order to be productive, not even just in a relationship, but just especially men as men in general. Now, if we're going to relationship wise, I do think that's very important.
Mm.
Now, the money alone, no, that's not going to suffice. There has to be other pieces of you. You have to be emotionally intelligent, as I mentioned. You have to, mentally stable.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about game, charisma. You got to be charming. You got to have all of these things. So now money, yes, of course, it's a piece of it. But I do think, and maybe you were just just highlighting that piece. But
Mm.
what I do disagree with you in that regard is that you were saying that Kevin was saying that like only money makes you high value.
No, I'm
And
not saying that he said
oh,
only that. What I'm saying
okay,
is he said he highlighted that as like he was saying what, six figures, you got to make at least 100K or some shit like that to be considered a high value guy and all this other stuff.
right,
But again, the thing is this is that, see, what happens is that with Kevin Samuel's show, he would have women call up and they would talk about, oh, I want a guy that's doing this or making this or doing all this other things.
right,
And the part of that, that makes it kind of weird is that a lot of guys who don't really understand women and game and attraction,
yep,
what they do is they misinterpret that. So when you hear a woman say, I want a guy who has a lot of money, right? Women are always going to say they want a guy who has a lot of money. Why? Because a woman would rather spend your money than her money. You
of
understand?
course,
A woman doesn't need your money now. Like there's women out here who are single and they got good jobs and they got they got more money than most guys out here. So they don't need the money, but they would rather spend your money.
of
But
course.
what women would trade in for money is a guy they actually like, a guy they're actually attracted to based on who he is. This is why, like I was saying earlier, this is why you can find women who gravitate to guys who may not have any money or not as much money as them, because at the end of the day, what a woman really wants is a guy she's attracted to because of who he is and not what he has. So the problem with a lot of things with a lot of guys is when you have a bunch of guys who have a trouble getting with women,
Yeah,
then you have somebody saying, hey, listen, well, women will like you if you have this amount of money. Guys misinterpret that to think, well, all I got to do is get money and then women will like me. Right. And so they'll get some money and they might have a certain type of girl or certain women that'll gravitate towards them. But the problem is that they're in a situation that is not really the situation they think it is. So they're dealing with this girl based on their heart and their emotions. They're like, I like this girl. I love this girl. I want to be with this girl. This girl is on point. But she's looking at him like, okay, yeah, I'll deal with him because he has money. You feel what I'm saying? So she's not really into him like he's into her. And so that's the confusion. So he's not actually getting what he wants. What he wants is a woman to love him, but he's going to get a woman who's going to use him and is just basically there because of what he can provide for her. And that's the problem with a lot of guys in these situations, is that that's what they'll attract if that's what they think they need to do to attract, instead of actually learning, like you were saying, they got to work on themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Outside of money. Money is great, but you got to work on yourself outside the money. Like, forget the money for a second. You got to work on you first. The money is good because that's a bonus of something that you need in life, regardless, to pay bills and do all that other stuff. But that's not really what makes you you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree, and I agree from that standpoint. And I think, and I think that, like, what the disconnect, like, and I understand what you're saying, but the disconnect is like what Kevin would say, like, what a high value man is, and I looked at it as more or less kind of like, what is high quality, right? I look at it more or less like high quality, because like most people are not going to make six figures in there, like a year, right? So most people are not making six figures, you know what I mean? Most people are anywhere between like the 40 to 65 range. You may have some people that's like hovering around like the 70, 80 range, but like 100,000 or more, that's very few people, and you have to live in like an affluent city, you know what I mean? Like, of course, New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, whatever, so on and so forth, right? But that doesn't, but that's not like your average everyday person. And I think what Kevin was really trying to say was like, okay, this is like the upper echelon of those guys. Now, again, I look at it more or less, you can still be an upper echelon guy if you are building yourself up, because I think that more or less money does help, but the character and who you are is really going to what's be solidified, because money can come and go, but if you have that solid character, that's what's really going to propel you to be high quality.
Exactly. Right. That's basically what I'm saying, is that, see, the thing is relationships between a man and a woman it's more complex than just a guy thinking that he can have money and everything's gonna work out. That's not how shit goes, because you gotta what's gonna actually make a relationship stick, what's gonna make a woman respect you, what's gonna make a woman want to be consistent with you, what makes a woman fall in love with you, all those things is who you are and you knowing how to maintain that relationship. So money is just like it's a tool, and I think people forget that it's a tool to be used, but it's not anything that is going to keep anything going. And that's the part that guys have to understand. And unfortunately, guys are always looking for a shortcut. So they like say, well, I don't feel like working on myself. So if it's true that women just want money, then let me just go get this money and get these women. And that's where the thought process comes in with a lot of this craziness.
Okay, I do understand that, and then so now you're kind of going into guys that's just strictly leading with their wallet, but not really wanting to build anything else.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
See, that right there can't happen, and I'm in agreement with you, because you can't just get all the money in the world and just think like, oh yeah, this woman is going to be submissive, but you're you're a beta male, you're mentally weak,
right?
You blow up to like 400 or 500 pounds, and nah, dog, like that's not going to work. That's not going to work, man. All right, so guys, we are 35 minutes past the hour, so probably going to open up the panel probably around the 1 hour mark. So let me just get to some of the chats in here. And man, yo, listen, we about 40 minutes in, and I have not gotten one super chat. Come on, man.
I gotta put them super chats, people. Come on, stop playing.
Man, put them super chats. You see my Cash App scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and the Venmo. Garden Scientist says, Kings and Dreams. Shout out to my man Garden Scientist, one of my moderators. Ronan Travels with Alex says, salute Kings and Dreams. Definitely salute. Says, what's good to everyone in the chat. Let's see. Antonio Wing Chun says, shout out to Lucario. Definitely. Real Game Theory King Seminar was fire. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Let's see here. Here we go again. Hey, man, we gonna make this entertaining, dog. That's all good. Miss Polly Paul, right? All right, she's smiling and waving at the panel. Thank you so much for appearing. The key maker, why do you keep debating dating coaches anyway? It's all good, man. Listen, it's good to have healthy dialogue, no matter whether you agree, disagree. As long as the dialogue is respectful, that's all I care about. ¿Qué tal, mi hermano? What's going on, Chocolate Brown brother? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué pasa? Buenas noches. Let's see here. I didn't get my full beard until 23. Yeah, man. Let's see here. Saint Cyr. Hola a todos. Hey, man, Saint Cyr, salute, salute. Ronan Travels with Alex says, I believe the word should be Jada is disrespectful of Will Smith, not embarrassing him because he chose to stay in the situation. You care to respond to that?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to think because I don't know all the specific details of what happened between them. Like, I don't know, because I'm sure there's a lot of shit where people can pull up where they said this is Jada being disrespectful. I'm trying to think, what did she do specifically that was disrespectful, Ronan? Like, somebody say in the chat, because I'm trying to figure it out. Because the way I look at things, it's funny to me because it's hard for me to say that what she did as far as what did she do? She told people that they were separated. Is that disrespectful?
Well, no.
Give me an example.
Okay, yeah. So let me highlight a couple of things. So she had a show called Red Table Talk or whatever. It was like a panel show. So she brought Will Smith on there to talk about a relationship that she had with the singer August Alsina, who was actually friends with Jaden Smith. You know, so that's one thing. You know what I mean? Will Smith clearly, if you look in the video, Will Smith looked like he didn't want to talk about it at all. But whatever, he talked about it. So another thing. Then she talked about that she was not happy having sex with him anymore. She said that publicly. Another thing. Then she said, trying to think what else did she say. I mean, she said so much. You know, then she talked about how Tupac was her first love. So I understand what Ronan is saying. Like, she's being disrespectful of Will Smith. You know, I would say that it's kind of heartbreaking to see that Will Smith like stood there for all of that, though.
I don't know, because she said that she was with August Alsina, right? They whole entanglement thing, right?
Yeah.
But weren't now with all of this coming out, they were separated, right? So meaning that they were supposedly fucking with other people, because I think they said that he was also fucking with Margot Robbie. So is that disrespectful if they were both kind of, that was their agreement? You see what I'm saying? Like, how is that?
I think the disrespect comes out is because that was supposed to stay between them, and she's the one that made it public.
I thought it was August Alsina that made it public.
No, she.
If I'm mistaken.
I thought she made it public, and then he made it public.
Okay, well, I don't know. My thing is this: is there certain things that Jada Pinkett probably did to disrespect Will? Probably. But from what I've seen on the surface, I don't know. I can't specifically say because I don't know them specifically. So all the things you said, for example, you said the August Alsina thing.
Right.
It was known they're separated. You said that she had a small. She said he had a small dick or some shit, or she didn't like having sex with him or some shit.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, you know, she didn't. I don't know if she talked about like his actual size, but she talked about like she did not enjoy having sex with him anymore.
Okay, and is that disrespectful to say you didn't enjoy having sex?
Yeah, publicly, yeah. Like that's disrespectful. Like, why would you? You know what I mean? Like,
what context was this? Was it in an interview or like what?
Yeah, this was in an interview.
I don't know. I have a different view on disrespect. Disrespect to me is if I tell you this is what needs to happen, and then you do the opposite. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if, because remember, these motherfuckers are actors. They're in the media. They're trying to make money. So what if Will Smith said, "Hey, it's okay. Tell him about our bedroom thing, about our sex life." I don't know. Like now if he sold her, listen, you shut the F up about our sex life, and then she went and said that, that would be disrespectful. So that's my thing. Disrespect is when the woman is going against your leadership. Now, if she did that, then I totally think that would be disrespectful. But from the outside looking in, I don't know what the hell's going on with their situation. And the reason why I say that is because their situation, they keep presenting it all these 10 different types of ways. 1 minute they're monogamous, the next minute they're in an open relationship, the next minute they're in an entanglement, the next minute they're separated. Who the fuck knows? So I can't really speak on it like with accuracy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the hell's going on.
No, yeah. I mean, the thing is, the situation is all over the place. I would say that you hear more from her talking about their relationship in a negative light than him, and that's why the disrespect like highlights on her, because she's speaking so disrespectfully on him, and he put his career in jeopardy to quote unquote defend her name. Well, I can't say quote unquote because that's what he was doing, but we really know who he really wanted to slap when he slapped Chris Rock. You know what I mean? We all know who he really wanted to slap. That was out of frustration. Everybody clowning him. You know what I mean? Because like you see the memes, you see the crying Jordan face, and then you see the crying Will Smith face or whatever. You know what I mean? So everybody was clowning him after that whole August Alsina stuff. Right. You know what I mean? And maybe they had some agreement, but like you said, right? Like if you tell your woman, like, hey, listen, this is how it's gonna go down, and then she turns around and does the exact opposite. I believe that's what happened. Because she said that they were separated from 2016. And like now she's talking about it. You know what I mean? So what? This is 8 years later?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't see. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
7 years later. My fault. Yeah.
That's the funny part. When they did an interview with her, when she was talking about they were separated, they showed a flashback of when she was doing another interview at the time they were separated, and somebody asked her about their marriage, and she said, "Yeah, we've been together for 23 years or some shit." So at that point, she could have said we're separated, but she didn't. So what I'm thinking is, what if at that point, while they were separated, Will Smith said, yo, don't tell them that we're separated. Just pretend we're still married or whatever. And she did it. So this is what I'm saying, where I don't know what the disrespect is because I don't know what Will Smith said to her. Now, from face value, I would agree with you based off of how Will Smith portrays himself. So the fact that he went up there, slapped Chris Rock, did all that goofy shit, you could assume that she's disrespecting him or not, following his lead and all that other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but we never, at the end of the day, with their situation or a lot of these celebrities, whatever, you never know because they got 10 million agendas as to why they do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. For the sake of conversation, I'm gonna keep it moving because I see that we are approaching the 45-minute mark. So I'm gonna start the video, the next video. And then we're going to open up the panel here. So is he saying hypergamy? Actually, you know what? I'll save that, Ronan. My bad. I'll save that. But we're gonna go into the next video because wanna keep this thing rolling here. So we can open up the panel and then get a conversation with all of you. Let's see.
Other day, and it says a passport bro is pleading for help after his Asian wife did this to him. So let's pull this up real quick. Let's just go in. Let me pull this video up, and we're gonna talk about this video, okay? Because according to the passport bros, chicks overseas are just way more submissive. You understand? Like, you can just go to another place, and all of your women problems are going to be solved. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get real here, though. Let's get real here. You understand? Because we want to talk about this video in particular, because I've seen multiple videos that's been done about different situations about these guys doing their thing. Now, let me say this before I go in. I want you guys to understand that I do not care if a man goes overseas, pays for pussy, You know, I don't care if a guy is tricking, simping. I don't care. Do what you do with your life. What I do care about, though, is when people try to act as if they don't need game. And then what happens is that reality shows them that they do. You understand? So do what you do, but don't act like you don't need game. Don't act like you don't need to step up your game in order to get things going smoothly in the direction you want it to go. Because if you're doing that, you're being delusional. Shout out Monogamous Play, what's popping, bro? You're being delusional, right? So I'm gonna go through this video. We're gonna, start it, stop it, and all that other stuff, and then we're gonna talk about this. Let's go.
A phenomenon in the United States. And of course, they come with their critics, but they also come with the facts. And the facts are, it's hard to get a woman in America to be submissive.
Already, we starting off on some bullshit. The fact is that in America, it's hard for women to be submissive. No. Listen, we have t-shirts at thebadboystyle.com that say submissive women are sexy. We have t-shirts at thebadboystyle.com that says women love sex, right? So it's not a fact that it's hard to get women to be submissive, because if it was a fact, then that would mean every guy in America would have a hard time getting women to be submissive, or a woman to be submissive to them. Now, I know that's not an issue for me, and I'm in America, right? It's not an issue for me. So that's not a fact. That don't.
All right, so let me just pause it right there. Okay, so now what I would say is this, right? You look at the, and I know we talked about this last time, but we look at the marriage rate. We look at the divorce, all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand you're saying you, right? You don't have an issue getting a woman that's submissive. Now, me, lived in the United States. One of the most challenging cities, to get a woman, New York City, right? Of course, we're both from New York City, Brooklyn to be exact.
Mm.
Now, with all that being said, I've traveled abroad.
Mm.
I would say that it most certainly is a challenge, and it's the laws that have empowered the woman to not prioritize the man. And I actually did a live stream. Shout out to Miss Polly prior to us getting on now. And one of the questions that she had asked me was, is there a difference in the woman abroad as opposed to the Western woman?
Mm.
One of the differences is that the women outside of the West prioritize the men as being in the helm.
Mm.
Now, this is not to necessarily place fault on women in the West. What I am saying, the dynamics, the laws have stirred women from focusing on themselves as opposed to focusing on their man, which, if they're building, that can inherently have long-lasting masculine traits. Now, I'm not saying all, but I will say, though, there is a wider margin in the United States as opposed to abroad.
You're saying that there's more submissive women abroad than the United States. You're saying?
I am.
Right.
Yes, that's my disagreement.
Right. So the thing is that it's not necessarily that there's more submissive women, right? It's all about perspective, right? So like, let's say if you're an American guy and you go overseas, right? The reason why you're going to experience a lot of submissive women in general is one, because the society over there in certain parts over there is a little bit different. So you're going to have a different vibe, different energy of how people are going to treat you and be towards you. One, because of how they are over there first place, but two, because you're an American, right? So you got the fact that they're in that environment, plus you're an American, right? Now, what happens is that the guys who are over there, who live there, right? They're not having the same experiences that you're having as an American. You understand what I'm saying? When they're living their everyday lives trying to holler at women, it's not the same, right? They're having the same issues that you guys are having in America as Americans. You see what I'm saying? So it's the perspective, because when you go over there, right? When you guys are in the going abroad, you guys are gonna be more attractive than when you're in America, right? And so what happens is that the same way where those guys that live there feel how they feel, that's how you guys feel in America. So it just depends on the perspective, because what happens is that the guy in America that actually gets women who wants them, right? He's like y'all over there. You understand what I'm saying? But he's here in America. So what happens is that women, whether they're in America, whether they're wherever they're at, they're always going to gravitate to the guy who they feel is the top guy. So what happens is that passport bros will go over to other places and you're looked at as the top guy there because you're American and they figure you got the money. You feel what I'm saying? But again, that still has to do with, in their situation, that you're like, oh, well, you come over here, you got all this money, you could change my life with the money you have, and I live in these fucking poor situations, so of course I'm gonna gravitate to you. Whereas in America, the women have their own money, they're not in dire situations like the women over there. Then what's gonna happen is this: they say, well, I don't need you for your money, I don't necessarily need you to take care of me, so I actually want to go beyond the money. Who are you really beyond the money? And so therefore, if I got to know who you really are, that's what I got to see as attractive. So a lot of times what happens is in America, the reason why it's hard for you to get women to submit is because they don't see you being attractive beyond the money. You don't see past the money to see who you really are. You see what I'm saying? But, and this is the last thing I'll say, but what you got to understand is submission happens in so many different ways. So even getting a woman to just agree to meet you on a date for a drink, that's her submitting to you, because the mission is, we're going to go get this drink. All she has to do is say yes. You see what I'm saying? So if a guy just can't get a woman to say yes to a drink, that's an issue. You see what I'm saying? So and it's not a thing where, it's an American thing where, damn, you're going to ask 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 American women to go out and get a drink and they're all going to say no. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Listen, we approached the hour mark, and I can't believe I have not gotten not one super chat, yo. Like, this
exactly.
is
I need to put up some super chats. Come on, man.
This is disrespectful, man. Come on, man. We having a conversation, and I'm about to open up the panel. Like, dude, like, this is the first time I don't think I've ever opened up the panel when you've been on, dog. I don't think I've ever done that. So really, like, yo, y'all need to stop playing, man. Stop playing. I don't know, half of y'all asleep or whatever, but yo, stop playing, man. Y'all need to really, really stop playing. Okay. So I'll respond to what you were saying, and then I want to continue. But my thing is this, right? So, like, I can understand your point where you say, like, okay, yeah, we're from the United States and we have more resources and things of that sort. Now, what I would say is that the woman abroad what's the main thing for them is that they value the men more. So regardless whether you have a man who is from the United States or not, if this is a man and he is he has he has value to him, meaning that he has everything put together, that's going to be important to them, right? Yeah, of course, being from the United States. But one of the things that they like, I could tell you, one of the things that they like about men from the United States, it's not necessarily the money. It's the fact that they say that men from the United States tend to be more romantic. So
He said they said that guys from the United States are more romantic.
yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah. So like it's not necessarily. I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, money's gonna play a part, and I believe that like no matter where in the world you are, right, money's gonna play a part in getting a woman some shape, way or form, right?
Mhm.
And now it's up to you as the man to not lead with your wallet. Once you lead with your wallet, then okay, you know what? Now she's gonna take advantage of you, and then once the well runs dry, she's out. Now it's
Mhm.
up to you in order to have that fine balance. If you don't have that fine balance, then you're gonna be knocked off balance. You get me?
Mhm. Well, and the thing is, too, is that I think what God's got to understand when it comes to money, when it comes to dealing with women,
Mm-hmm.
is that money within itself is, especially in America, right? So money within itself is a thing that a woman is using as another tool
Mm-hmm.
to or I should say something else that she can be attracted to interact with you and deal with you, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean she likes you. So it's kind of like I might see a girl, for example, with a fat ass, right? I
Mm-hmm.
might not like her personality. I might think she's even ugly in the face, but she got a fat ass. She got some thick thighs. So I might smash. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
now when I smash, she might think me smashing means I like her. You understand? So it's the same thing with guys with money. A woman will talk to you, hang out with you, let her take you out, do all these things because you got money. So she'll let you interact with her, but it doesn't mean she likes you. So the same way she'll let you interact with her because you got money is the same way, I'm smashing a chick with the fat booty, but I don't really like her. I don't really want to be with her. You feel what I'm saying? But she has something that I like, so I'm gonna deal with her a little bit. And so, but that's what I'm saying. Where and that also happens when you travel overseas too. Is that the women over there, even though they have that submissive energy and all that other stuff, it's still that concept. If a woman is dealing with you where the primary thing is their money, it's almost like if a woman met Drake or any of these rappers or a superstar or athlete who's famous,
Mm-hmm.
even though she may think he's attractive, physically, she might think he's cute, whatever. Part of the reason why she's even excited is because he's Drake or he's a celebrity. So, but she doesn't really like him as a person. She doesn't know him as a person. You understand? The draw is his celebrity. You see what I mean? So a lot of guys have to understand, you have to understand why a woman is dealing with you. And if you don't understand why a woman is dealing with you, then you're going to get confused. And then you're eventually going to basically get your heart broken and feel some type of way because you thought it was something that it wasn't. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you, man. All right. So let me get to the super chat and then we're gonna continue on. Let's see here. P Willow says, what's good, Kings and Dreams, and Mr. Lucario. Salute to you both. Thank you so much for getting it started.
Shout out to P Willow. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. All please make sure that you pass this plate around. We are at the 1 hour mark. We're gonna continue this video and then we're gonna open up this panel, man. All right, so let's go.
Only happens to guys who have weak game. You feel what I'm saying? If your game is weak, women will not submit to you. Do you see? Understand this. The reason why women don't submit to these guys is because these guys don't actually have a program. They don't have a mission for the woman to submit to. That's what submission means. Submission. Sub under the mission. What is your mission? What is your mission? If you don't have a mission, right, then she's not going to submit to you. If you don't have a program, she's not going to submit to you. If you don't actually have a direction where you're going, she's not going to submit to you. If you don't know how to lead, she's not going to submit to you. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. All right, so let's continue this.
I agree with that.
Now, this is not to say that you can't find them. All I'm trying to say is that it's quite difficult, according to many men in the Western world.
So he's saying it's not that you can't find submissive women, but it's difficult according to a lot of men in the Western world. Of course, it's difficult according to a lot of men in the Western world, because a lot of men in the Western world ain't got no fucking game. A lot of men in the Western world bitch and moan about women. A lot of men in the Western world don't know how to actually pull chicks. They don't know how to manage a situation. They don't know how to do none of this shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why they're saying that. But let's continue.
Now, I don't mean to be the kind.
Okay, I'll stop it right there. Oh man, shout out to my guest, Mr. Lucario. Shout out Kings and Dreams, and this guy Lucario got mad game.
That's a fact.
Oh man, thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Pass this plate around.
Yeah, put that get them super chats up, people. That's a fact. Go ahead.
We definitely gonna open up the panel. And my Cash App is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Okay, so all right, now you were saying that majority of Western men don't have game. They complain about women and things like that. Now, I will say this. Now, you're not completely off base there, but what I would say is that, again, the way how society has it is that it has made things lopsided. You have more women that are masculine and more men that are feminine. And so it's like that seesaw where like one goes up, one goes down, or whatever the case is. It's really that type of effect because you see more masculine women and more feminine men. Right? Like especially in a single parent home, right? What ends up happening is that typically, and I'm not saying all situations, but typically like the boy will get babied and then the girl will get treated tough. And so when they become adults, the guy tends to end up being a beta male, and then the woman ends up turning a modern Western woman. So I understand it from that, from that standpoint. Now, what I will say is that the men who have the solid foundation growing up and they've had that, what happens is that they're looking for a needle of haystack full of needles. So if I have an opportunity to go to another country and find that beautiful woman that's going to be on my program, why not do that?
Well, this is the thing is that, all right, think about it this way, right? So let's say if I'm a guy who lives in America, right?
Sure.
And let's say I make, I don't know, let's say I make 50 grand a year or some shit like that, right? So I say, hey, I'm going to move to another place. I'm going to move to another city, country, whatever it is, right? And so, well, I can't afford to live in the United States, but I could afford to live in this other place, right? Now, you might be able to afford it. It might be cheaper for you over there, right? But the thing is that you're not going to go from making $50,000 here and then go somewhere else and be like a billionaire or a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Things might be a little bit cheaper, but you still only make 50 G's. You understand what I'm saying? So 50 G's is your cap. So you can only afford what 50 G's could get you in America and what 50 G's could get you over there. You can't afford no more than 50 G's. So what I'm trying to say is this, is that if you're a guy and your cap when it comes to attracting women is, well, I can only do so much to get a woman and maintain her. Even if you go overseas to go do it, you might have a little bit easier time with this particular girl or that particular girl at first, but because you have a certain cap, you're not going to be able to maintain it and take it down to the next level. So what I'm saying is that for a short-term thing of, let's say, for example, a guy tricking or, paying for some sex and paying for a good time, that makes sense. I could get with that. You can go through and pay some girl to hook up with you and have a good time.
Mhm.
But if you're looking for a girlfriend, wife, long-term situation and to be with a woman on a consistent basis, it's going to be hard for you to do that because you're not able to do that here or anywhere else. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy to do something where it's like this one-off, or it's just like I'm only here for the weekend and all that other stuff. But if guys are saying, well, I'm trying to get my wife, you still have to be a man who knows how to be a husband. You want a girlfriend, you have to be a man who knows how to be a boyfriend. So if you don't know how to be a boyfriend, or you don't know how to be a husband, then it doesn't matter where you go because you're still not going to know how to deal with women long term. So what happens is part of what makes a relationship work when it comes to you dealing with a woman is her response to you being a man. So if you don't know how to be that guy, then it's damn near going to be impossible for you to be that guy no matter where the fuck you are. So even if at first things seem like it's easy, what's going to happen is that, let's say this girl overseas is messing with you because you got money or whatever. She's like, okay, cool, he has money. Oh yeah, I'll get with him or I'll marry him or whatever the thing is. As soon as that ring goes on or whatever and she feels she got you, then when her bitchiness comes out, when her, woman energy and all whatever shit she got to go through, if you don't know how to deal with that, it's going to be an issue. This is why you see those shows like 90 Day Fiance, where these dudes be losing it and these chicks be, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, there needs to be something that happens to where you know how to manage, you understand what I'm saying? This stuff right here to actually make it go down. So listen, I'm not opposed to dudes going overseas to find a wife. Listen, truthfully, do what you need to do to get what you need to get. What I'm saying though is you got to know how to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? You got to know how to make it happen or else it's going to fall by the wayside anyway. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned 90 Day Fiance because there's a content creator called Mr. Let Go, and he had an opinion on the passport bros and things like that.
Right.
And I said that the passport bros are not the guys that you are seeing on 90 Day Fiance. That's completely different. That's completely different. Like those dudes, my God, man, listen, like I would pay for them for you to teach them for like at least like 2 or 3 days. Good Lord, it's that bad. Anyway, let me read this comment here. Salute to the panel, Kings and Dreams and Mr. Lucario. Thank you so much. Ronan Travels with Alex. I definitely appreciate y'all. Please make sure y'all pass this plate around. Super chats for sure. All right, let's continue.
Kind of guy who stereotypes people, but we're gonna have to talk about some of those stereotypes. And let's just be honest. Black people in general typically have better rhythm. Typically, they are more athletic. That's just a stereotype that blacks have. It doesn't mean that it is right, but when you look at the NBA, you look at the NFL, you look at even soccer, you see a lot of blacks. When you look at musicians that dance the best, who do you think about? We rarely say, Elvis Presley, right? He can dance, but you look at people like Michael Jackson, James Brown, Chris Brown. It's not as much of a stereotype as we may say. And when we look at Asians, we look at them as being more fastidious. They pay attention to detail. They're smart. They're intelligent. Is every Asian like that? Most likely not. But we do know that Asians on average are very productive as a group. We see that in their development shows. You ever heard of South Korea, China, Singapore, Japan? Yes, we all have heard of Honda or Canon. And if you're in South Korea, Samsung, LG. Yeah, that's because Asians are very good at those things. Now, when it comes to the dating world, we look at it almost the same. Asian women are very submissive on average. Black women, not as submissive on average.
Let me tell you guys something. You know, I've never in my life dealt with black women and had a problem with them because they're black. And what I mean by that is this, is that when I deal with women, women are fucking women. And then you're going to have women who are going to cooperate with you, and you're going to have women who aren't going to cooperate with you. No matter what race, ethnic background, all that other shit. You're going to have women who cooperate with you and women who don't. The problem is that when a lot of black men talk about, man, these black women have, it's hard to, they're not cooperating. They're not submissive. They're, they got attitudes and all that other stuff, right? Now, what they're saying is not incorrect, but guess what? The reason why it's not incorrect is because they're saying it, which means the guys who are saying it are the guys who women don't find attractive. So if I'm a black guy and women don't find me attractive and I mostly talk to black women, then what do you think my experience is going to be? My experience is going to be a lot of black women who are not submissive and who don't cooperate. But the reason why they're not submissive and they're not cooperating is because I'm not attractive. You see how that works? It's the same thing when you go over to the white dudes, right? Back in the day, there was a company called RSD, Real Social Dynamics. Some of y'all might know them, right? They still do certain things nowadays, but I think they do like more self-help stuff or whatever. But there was a company called RSD, Real Social Dynamics, where they would teach guys about, talking to girls, picking up girls, all that other stuff, right? Most of their clients was white guys. You understand? There was a lot of white guys. Now, they had guys from other races and all that too, but it was a lot of white guys, right? You had the MGTOW movement. The MGTOW movement was a bunch of white dudes talking about, we're going our own way. These women over here, blah, 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 all that other stuff. You have a lot of dudes in the red pill who are white guys, right? Complaining about women. So it's not just these black women this and black women that. It's a man-woman thing at the end of the day, meaning, and I wouldn't even say man, I say male. So it's a male-woman thing. It's these guys over here who don't have any fucking game, right? Complaining about how women are treating them. But the reason why women are treating them that way is because they ain't got no fucking game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is really simple. It's really simple. You're not attractive, you get this type of treatment. If you were attractive, you'd get different type of treatment. Make sense? Let's continue.
Oh, hold on. I'm not gonna let that shit go. So, okay, right now you said a couple of things, but one of the things that I wanted to mention now. I understand when you say that it's a man-woman thing. It's I agree with that. I agree with that. I do know that when it comes to black men and most black men, most of their interactions have been with black women, right? And they say that black women are uncooperative. I would say that it's a modern thing. I don't necessarily say that it's just strictly a race thing, but I will say that me being around mostly black women most of my life, I have seen, black women be uncooperative. Not all, won't say that, but this is one thing I say on my channel. I say EOS. You have EOE, equal opportunity employer. I say equal opportunity smoke. What that means is that, Western women of all races are held accountable for their fallacies. Mm-hmm. Even men too. Mm-hmm. So, I say that to say that when you say that all of these guys don't have game. That's why these women are uncooperative. I think that's a bit of a stretch, brother, because like as I mentioned earlier, we talked about I spoke about the seesaw effect. I would say yes, that comes into play, but like it's overwhelmingly so many men. Like we can't just say all of these men just don't have game.
No, they don't. That's what. Okay, check this out. Check this out. This is the thing you gotta understand. This is the thing you gotta understand. Okay, check this out. Right.
Yep.
Okay, let's just say, right, that because I'm trying to put it in a way where it's easy for guys to understand, so we can see the perspective coming our way. Yep. Let's say, for example, right, you had every month. Let's just to make it easy to understand. Let's say every month you had 100 girls in your DM trying to get at you, right? 100 girls. Now, let's say out of those 100 girls, right? Think about the type of woman you like physically. Let's say, she got a big butt, she got a nice titties, whatever, right? So let's say out of those 100 girls, right? 15 of them was like, super in shape, pretty, put themselves together well, all this other stuff. But 85 of them were out of shape. And not only were they out of shape, they didn't know how to like talk. They had bad attitudes. They had any unattractive thing you can think of. Right now, what's going to happen is that you're probably going to like the 15 and the 85 you're going to say are whack. You're going to be like, man, stop DMing me. Leave me alone. I don't care about you because I'm going to fuck with these 15 over here because they bad. You understand what I'm saying? Now, check this out. The 85 could be as bad as the 15. They could go to the gym, work out, put on some makeup, buy better clothes, all the other stuff, and they will look just as good as the 15, right? But the 85 aren't doing that, so therefore, they don't look as good as the 15. So the 85 are going to say, you know what? Man, these Western men, we all DM Kingdom Dreams and he ignored all of us. There's something wrong with Kingdom. No, it's that the 15 that you were liked, they were the best. You see what I'm saying? And the rest were like, whatever. So that's what happens in the game with a lot of guys is that most of the guys are in the 85% because they refuse to be the 15. You see what I'm saying? So this is the thing with when we flip it around. Guys actually have the power to be more attractive to women, usually that more than women have the power to be attractive to men. You see what I'm saying? So this is the thing. So a guy could actually upgrade his whole shit to be part of the 15. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is, you're right. A lot of the guys don't have the game. You feel what I'm saying? But what happens is this is why you hear so many guys complaining, because it's more guys who don't have game. It's more guys who are unattractive to the women because the women are just focusing on the 15. Now, does this mean that the 85% of guys can't get girls, whatever? No. What I'm saying is it's harder for them generally because they don't even realize they're the 85% of the guys. Those 85% guys think that 100% of guys are them. You see what I'm saying? And that's the issue.
Understood. All right, let's continue on. Let's see where we're at. I'm gonna let this video go on for maybe about 5-10 more minutes, see where we're at, and then I'm gonna open up the panel because I know I know you got 2 hours.
And that is where the passport bro community comes into place, because now with these stereotypes, we can kind of somehow get a hypothesis. Doesn't mean that it's right, but we can go there. And most black men have decided that, you know what, dating in America is not the right thing for me to do. Let me go and deal with some women overseas, or bring a woman overseas, possibly from Asia, who's going to be more submissive. And then, well, sometimes theories don't always hold place. And I'm going to talk about this one lady by the name of KK31387. She's an Asian woman that grew up in the United States, and we're going to see if she's submissive. Let's play that clip.
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight. And before anything, I'm a woman, so I'm always going to stand up for women regardless of race.
No.
And one thing that really bothers me about this is these same passport bros are the men who probably tried to hit on me in the US before they realized that we don't like them either. I'm from a town that really doesn't have that many Asian women, especially Asian women who look like me. Like I said, you guys, I'm adopted. I grew up in a white family in the Midwest, so I have no beauty standards from South Korea. I'm a thick woman. I weigh about 165 pounds. I'm 5'5", so honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do, regardless of what some men in the comments are trying to say that black men aren't checking for Asian women. Yeah, right. Check my DMs. But anyway, pretty much every time I met a black man, he thought it would be a flex to say something like, yeah, I like my women foreign. I like my women exotic. And
You see, dudes ain't got no fucking game. When you don't have game, you're very simple-minded. They're like, oh, she's Asian, and Asian women are submissive. So therefore, I'm gonna go to this Asian girl, and she's gonna be submissive to me. This is how simple-minded niggas think. Right? They don't realize they're still the same guy. See, simple-minded niggas like, oh, I'm gonna go to another country and try to holler at these chicks. But he don't realize he's the same nigga going to the country. He's the same guy that he is here over there. He's the same dude. See, earlier I was on Fresh and Fit show like a week and a half ago, whatever it was, right? And they asked me about the whole passport bro thing. And I said, listen, again, like, I'm like, look, niggas can do what the fuck they want. But a lot of these dudes be capping because they're on some shit like, oh, you know, I'm not just going over there for sex. I'm going over there to look for a wife, right? And I said in the video, and you guys can check it, I said, what's interesting is that if you can't handle women where you were at, how in the fuck are you going to actually be able to maintain a long-term relationship and have a wife and that actually runs smoothly when you don't know how to fucking deal with women? Right? So if you don't know how to deal with women, how you think you're going to be able to manage a wife? And the reason why they think they can do this, because they think that it's just automatic. Oh, well, I'm just going to be over here. And then automatically these women are just going to, you know, submit to me. And that's just what it's going to be. But they forgot they're the same nigga that can't get shit popping. But let's continue.
Oh, you know what? I agree with that to this extent. If you are a guy that is not able to get a woman, right? You're not able to get a woman, or you just think that the woman is just automatically going to submit to you, and you have not worked on yourself, yeah, you're going to fail. Now, I think that there is a misconception between guys who travel and then actual legitimate passport bros. And I think that they, you know, and I actually talked about this when I did my video response to Mr. Let Go. Right? Because guys who travel, these are the guys, not all of these guys, but some of the guys that you're referring to, like, they think like, oh, well, she's Asian, so she's just supposed to say, yes, master, cook and clean, and, you know, give me the best head and sex of my life. Nah, it don't work like that, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, at least not on a genuine basis. I won't go there. But anyway, so what I am saying, though, is the brothers who do have it together, the mind, the money, the physicality, the peripheral vision of actually knowing what they want, and they are able to get that no matter where in the world they are, whether they are in the United States, whether they are in Ghana, whether they are in Peru, whether they are in the Philippines, whether they are in motherfucking Iceland. What I'm saying is that they can get it wherever they're at. those are the true passport bros, right? And I think that what society, the media, what they see are some guys who are just traveling and just thinking like, oh, like I'm just gonna go here, even though I haven't taken care of what I'm supposed to take care of, and I'm just gonna do this abroad, and everything is gonna be fine.
Mm.
That doesn't happen because what's the one thing? Now, let me ask you, Lucario, what's the one thing that a person brings with them no matter where they are?
They bring themselves.
There you go.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying with all of this is that people guys got to understand who they are, because again, like we had a caller on our show earlier today, me and Miles of the show, and this dude, he called and he said that he hooked up with this prostitute or whatever, and paid her for sex and all that. He's like, it was the best sex I ever had in my life. And he wanted to be like a fuck buddy with her. Like he wanted to like just keep seeing her and just hooking up with her, but not pay. And we were trying to tell, I said, bro, you got to understand that the transaction is she'll have sex with you, but you got to keep paying, because that's your relationship. So whenever guys get into any type of relationship, this is what I was talking about earlier, is you just got to understand the dynamic of the relationship. If you're cool with the dynamic of the relationship, then that's fine. But don't get confused and trick yourself into thinking the relationship is something that it's not. You see what I'm saying? And get emotional about it and all that other crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
Real talk.
All right. So we are going to. So I want to finish this next part, and then I dropped the link. Then we're gonna have the panel open.
I don't know why they decided to say that to me, if they thought it would make me feel good or something, but for me, it's always a red flag. And so I would dig in a little bit further and say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town in the Midwest. So I might look exotic, but I'm Wonder Bread white on the inside. So anyway, whenever these guys would say this, I'd be like, well, you're about to be in for a big disappointment if you're expecting a submissive, docile Asian to take care of you.
So based on that, we can see that, well, she isn't the most submissive lady in the world. But what about a woman that is from overseas? That could be a completely different story. If you go and date a woman from Singapore or Vietnam or a place like that and bring her over to the United States, yeah, she could be very submissive. And that brings me to this particular YouTube channel called Funds with Beings in Being. Now, it appears this is an African-American brother, and he has it appears, Asian wife. Seems they're very happy. Seems like they even have children, at least one child together. And I mean, hey, they're married, right? And again, most black men would see that and would say, you know what? These people are, definitely in love.
All right, so now this is the part where I want you guys to pay attention. So he's married. Seems like he has a kid with this woman, but look at the type of relationship that he has going down in this situation. I want y'all to see the fuckery. You understand what I'm saying? I want y'all to see the fuckery. And this is the type of shit that happens, right? When you're dealing with women, you don't know how to vet women, you don't have game. This is the type of shit that's going to happen. Let's continue.
Until we see this particular video played here.
Back and forth?
You shouldn't have pushed me. You shouldn't have hit me.
Oh, you didn't hit me? You didn't push me?
I never pushed you, never hit you. This is all my stuff destroyed.
You fucking choked me. You fucking choked me.
It's all my stuff destroyed. You came straight in.
You fucking choked me.
You came straight in and destroying my property. That's what you did. You came straight in here destroying my property. Straight in here destroying and ripping up my property. As soon as you came home, you came right in destroying and ripping my property. As soon as you walked in.
So he said, as soon as you walked in, you started destroying my shit. And it sounded like she said you was choking me or some shit. Now, does this sound like someone in a happy marriage? Does it sound like somebody who Does it sound like the submissive, docile, women from overseas that these guys are bragging about? You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my dude K Zaggin in the building. Yeah, this Fritz.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there. I got a couple of people in the back. Man, okay. That story is crazy. That story right there is crazy. What I think is going on though is that, as I mentioned earlier, where you have some people that are just, they think that there's a difference between the guys who travel and that legitimate passport bros. Wow, this thing is getting full real quick. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's go. Let's make it happen.
All right. First up. Miss Polly, what's up? How you doing?
Oh yeah, we're good. How are you guys?
What's up? What's going on?
What's up? So yeah, you are live with myself and Mr. Lucario, our guest.
Yes. Well, I was wondering, since I'm talking about being prepared, I guess, when you start dating, if you want to date and find someone outside of the United States, would you say then still kind of maybe wait, like your advice to someone who's like maybe 20, should they wait a little bit longer to start pursuing a more serious relationship till they got themselves more established? Because as we all say, men, as they get older, and that's when they start kind of hitting that place in life where they can offer, the maximum they're going to offer, which is usually around 50. So where should someone start like really thinking about a serious relationship if they are still kind of figuring things out in the beginning?
Well, I mean, the thing is that a guy, he shouldn't even be thinking about a serious situation with any woman unless he understands what he wants and where he's going in life, or a direction he's wanting to go in. And then he has to put a woman under that structure. So I teach guys how to vet women, but you can't vet a woman unless you have a plan or a program. Most guys don't have a plan or program. They just see a woman. They're like, well, she's hot. She's pretty. I want to date her. They date her for a few months. They make her their girlfriend, and they're married within a year. And then this is where you come up with these situations where they be in, a lot of marriages that are BS, and they're unhappy because they haven't taken time to vet a woman. And they haven't taken time to understand themselves to know exactly what they want in a situation. It's just like, for example, if I own a company and I'm trying to hire you, you're going to be like, okay, so what are my tasks? And if I'm like, I don't know, just do what you feel like doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you do what you feel like doing, you might do something messed up, and that could mess up the whole, flow of the company or whatever it is. So a guy needs to know what his program is. He needs to know what to tell the woman. And then based off of her following the program and him seeing that she's been consistent, then he says, okay, you're in a position now where I'll make you my girlfriend. Then over time, you're in a position now where I can make you my wife, because you've shown and prove over this time that you are worthy of being my girlfriend or wife. You see what I'm saying? But the problem is a lot of guys won't do that. This is why you have a lot of guys who, their marriages, they're sleeping on the couch, their women disrespect them and stuff like that. And that's regardless if you meet a woman here in America or anywhere else. You understand? It's always going to turn out that way if you're not a man who has a program and a mission and a plan for your relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree with that. King Saddam, can you just cam up in the back? You don't necessarily have to cam up like on I will pull you up cammed up, but just cam up in the back. Just want to make sure that you are who you are. King Saddam. The screen is black. Can't see anything.
You may be trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna pull up my man P Willow. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. How you doing, man?
Salute. Hey, yo, man, let's just take the time to shout out Mr. Lucario and Kings and Dreams, man. I salute y'all doing y'all thing. Lucario, I respect the work that you put out, man, for years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? Real game, no theory. Shout out Kings and Dreams on the travel side of the game. Hey man, look, I just want to say this to all the men that's watching real quick. For the people that try to play Lucario, listen, man. The game is not about women. Never has been. The thing about it, this man been teaching y'all some shit, been dropping gems on y'all niggas like a clumsy jeweler. The thing about it is, did you really get the message? Because it all is encompassing. It's universal. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, right? I'll give a prime example. Now, my insurance was due like 2 weeks ago, right? I called up to the insurance agent, and with me being able to talk, being able to let her know exactly what happened, she was like, "Oh, well, instead of your insurance just being relapsed or whatnot, um, being able to maneuver and everything like that, I was able to get an extension." You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with no woman or nothing like that. But because of the outcome that I wanted to get, even though it really did happen, just me being able to explain that was just a prime example. And I have other examples like that, but that was just the first one that came to mind real quick. Now, Kings and Dreams. I have had personal interactions with these women, you know, more so in Africa. And this is where the game actually comes in too, right? Now, the ones I choose to interact with, I have to be able to see your face like we're having a video FaceTime like we are right now. You know what I'm saying? They are used to dudes out there just giving them bread just for the hell of it because they think that they look good, they slim in shape, got a fat ass, nice tits, all that other shit, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you not going to actually vet the woman to be able to ask certain questions, you know what I'm saying? It's going to put you in the position where you're going to be getting fleeced. You know what I'm saying? And what man really wants to be fleeced? Yeah, I done heard stories of men going out to the Philippines, maybe not even met the chick or whatever, just having phone conversations, then put up all this bread, buying the broad a house, car, and everything like that. Next thing you know, he finally gets to the Philippines after like the first 6 months, and guess who answers the door? The husband. Now, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that though?
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
that's the guy's fault. That's the guy's fault. And I think, you know, and so I don't want you to think like I'm saying that you don't need game, because that's I've never been on that. I've never been on that. What I'm saying though is that like there is a common misperception of who the passport bros are and who are the travelers who are the ones that are getting finessed. So that's why I like to have these conversations. And
absolutely.
I you know, and maybe you've been on my channel before, and if I've interacted with you in the past, I forgot. But the thing about me is that like when it comes to dating coaches and game and stuff like that, like I've never been opposed to that, right? I'm always been of the mindset like if you got a nice mouthpiece in the United States, you can make it damn near anywhere. Because if you know what to say and how to maneuver and think 2-3 steps ahead, you're gonna be good.
Right. Absolutely. Now let me chime in and say this because I wasn't done it, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I've actually talked to men, several black men younger than me who've lived abroad for several years, and the engagement that they had with these women was quite different than the ones that I've had from America. Now, the thing about it is this, though, right? Even though the game isn't about women.
Do you freeze or is that?
P. Willow, I think you might have froze, brother.
Oh no, you back? I think.
Oh, you back. But you froze. The last thing we heard you say was even though the game isn't about women.
The thing about it with the women.
Yeah.
I'm not downplaying that. I'm not downplaying it. There is a softer feminine side that goes with them. For instance, right? It was this phone called Blue back 10 years ago. It was like an Android duplicate or whatnot. It was made in America, no pun intended, but the performance of it was very low quality. After like the first few days, maybe a week, it started to malfunction, right?
Mhm.
So it's more so about the manufacturing and the quality of that was put into it to be able to make this phone an actual high performing phone. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Versus, your Samsungs and your Apples and everything like that. They're actually designed to be able to have longevity. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it that I wanted to mention is when it comes down to uh, just the pure, raw, feminine energy that you get from the women in these foreign lands, it is unmatched. It is unmatched because, like that phone, the quality, yes, the culture has a lot to do with that. The culture is the manufacturing that puts that energy into them to make the women like that. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Versus here, I mean, it's no secret. Why is it that less than 100 years ago, our women were similar? Like our great, you know what I'm saying, grandmothers are our grandmothers, and if you're old enough to have a mother that's over 60, 70 years old, they showed those same qualities. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it'll be ignorant to say that we didn't see the shift. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is the man definitely has to have a program. He has to know how to maneuver. Because if not, yeah, you're gonna get fleeced. Straight up, man. Straight up.
Right. Yep. I completely agree with that. Um, Adam Hudson, if you could just came up in the back, just can't see who you are. Let me see. All right. What's going on, Adam?
What's going on, family?
What up? What up?
What's happening?
Coolin', man. What's the word? What you got?
Yeah, I just had a question for Lucario.
What's up? What's up?
So do you think that location? Okay, I know you big on game. So, do you think that location is a big factor in your results with women?
I think location is a big factor based on how much access you have to women, right? So I don't think location is a factor if there's women there. I think location is a factor if women aren't there. So, for example, I'm going to have a better time or I'm going to have more success trying to holler at chicks in New York City and Manhattan versus some cornfield in Idaho where it's 20 miles until you see another person, right? But
Yeah.
if I'm in New York where there's a lot of women, or I'm in Miami where there's a lot of women, or I'm in Columbia where there's a lot of women in the area there's a lot of women, it's not gonna matter because I still have access to a lot of women. So a lot of guys think that the location specifically is gonna make a difference. Based on like a guy will say, well, I'm in New York, I can't get no girls, so I'm gonna go to this other place who has the same amount of girls as New York, but I'm gonna be killing it. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that the only way you can kill it is that you have to be doing something different than you've been doing. Because if you were killing it in this other place, all right, or if you wasn't killing it in this other place, there's no way you're gonna just jump to the other place and kill it. So there has to be something else that's going on where you're able to kill it in this new place. You see what I'm saying? So it's not coming off of the strength of what you were doing beforehand. Because if you was doing it beforehand, you would have been getting the same amount of success. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely disagree. Um, I think that there's certain environments certain guys can go to where they fit in better. They're gonna have more success because who they are and what they got going on is more fitting for the environment.
Okay.
Um, yeah. You see, have you never experienced that? Have you never seen that?
No, this is what I'm saying. I've seen the opposite. I've seen it where if you are terrible here, you're going to be terrible there. You understand what I'm saying? If you're good here, you're going to be good anywhere. Do you see what I mean? So the thing is this: a lot of guys see this is what confuses guys, right? Check this out. If you're not getting women, like let's say I go, let's use an example. I'm hanging out with this guy named Bill. Bill is having a hard time getting girls in New York. We're just chilling, going out to spots. He's scared to talk to girls. He finally musters up the courage to talk to girls, and whatever, right? And he's still getting rejected. Nothing's happening for him. So now I take Bill or whoever to another country. right? So we go to this other country, and the women are like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're touching on Bill. They're, rubbing his face, smiling in his face, and he's like, "Yo, Lucario, man, like these chicks is feeling me over here, bro." Right? But see, the difference is they know Bill is not from there; he's from America, and they're trying to get him to spend money. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like, for example, they had this video where this guy was walking, I think in Thailand or some shit, and the women were like trying to get at him in the street. And I'm like, yeah, that's prostitutes. Of course, they're going to be trying to jump on you and say, hey, all this other stuff, because you're there at a place where it's prostitution. So what I'm saying is, so what you're saying is not incorrect, but it's not the same thing. So now if you was to say, hey, Bill in New York, right, is chilling at the spot and women are coming up to him, and he's also chilling in Colombia and women are coming up to him, then that would make sense. But we know that's not the case. We know the reason why they're coming up to him over here is because they hoes trying to get a lick. That's the difference.
Okay, I understand it. That's facts. That definitely happened. That's very true. But I also believe the opposite happens and it's true as well. I'm gonna give you an example of something that happened with me personally. Now I'm from America. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I rarely get like choosing signals. Girls just coming up to me, just super interested off the rip. Now, now I went to Mexico. I took a trip to Mexico one time, and I was on down there on a resort, and they had a club on the resort, and it was 5 Mexican girls ran up to me like I'm Justin Bieber or something. And they wanted to take pictures with me. They was basically fighting over me, competing over me to see which one of them was going to get to fool with me. Now, I ended up after that, not that night, but the next night, one of the girls, the girl that I kind of was giving the most attention to, she saw me again, and she almost stalked me to a degree. Like she wouldn't let me, like, I mean, she every time she saw me, she was like, just wanted to be with me. And so we ended up going to the club, and then I ended up going back to I told her to come to my room, and we ended up, doing some things. Now, why do you think that was kind of my experience in Mexico? Now a different location, it was a completely different experience with women. What's the explanation for that?
Okay, so did you spend any money when you was over there?
Nah, I didn't spend any. You mean on the women?
Yeah, like just in with interacting with them. You buy any drinks? You do anything like that?
Didn't buy no drinks.
Do they know you was American?
Yeah, they knew I was American, probably based on the way I was speaking.
Okay, and so has that happened to you anyplace else?
That experience that I had there, absolutely not. No, that's like that experience. No, never.
Okay, so then it's not anything that's a consistent experience to correlate that to other experiences. Now, if that was something that happened on a consistent basis, then you would have a point. But you can't use something that rarely happens to make a point to what you're saying.
Let me tell you why that's a good point. Because I'm saying that in one instance, I'm in America. I'm having a certain experience on a consistent basis, and then I went to Mexico. And then I had a completely different experience in a different location. So how is that not a good point?
In order for that to be a good a point, that would have had to happen on a consistent basis, because you're comparing it to the consistent basis in America.
Okay, so you're saying you're saying if I was to go to Mexico several more times and it kept happening, then it'd be a good point.
Like, exactly. So you would need to go to Mexico like 20 more times and say, bro, every time I go to Mexico or every time I go to these other places, this happens. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like on the same way. So yeah. So what I'm saying is that what you're saying now is something that happens rarely, or if ever. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like if somebody said, man, I've been working all my life, I've been working real hard, but I went over here and I bought a lottery ticket and then I just fucking won $2 million. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
okay, I follow you. So basically what you're saying is, so basically what your point is, you're saying I got lucky in that situation and that's it.
Yes, because what happens is that I've had that same situation you're talking about in America. I've had situations where not like every day, but I've had situations where I go into a spot, a chick roll up on me, she buying me drinks, we start fucking. You understand? But does it happen every day? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But I can't use that and be like, bro, in America, chicks be no, it's not. That doesn't happen all the time. You see what
Okay,
I'm saying?
so
Now,
you
if it
said
happened all the time, then that'll be a different story.
All
okay,
right.
so you're saying it was a coincidence, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's a rare
Okay, okay,
an exception to the
okay.
rule.
I have a completely different experience.
Hold on, Adam. Before you go on, I just got to bring on my next panelist, Ronan. Ronan, thank you so much for waiting. How you doing, man? And Adam, you could ask your question, but I want Ronan to ask his question, and then we're gonna go back around. Okay?
All right,
No,
that's cool.
let Adam go ahead and finish up his role because I think he's on a point here that needs to be brought out.
Cool. Go ahead, Adam.
Because market does have a lot to do with whether you're going to be warmed up to a chick. Because when you go to different countries, you're considered exotic to them. You're something new. A lot of people
Right, I
haven't
agree with that.
experienced
That wasn't a
in other
coincidence. That was not a
countries. So,
coincidence. But,
thank you.
okay.
But go ahead, Adam.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so also I have an experience where I did go to Colombia. I went to Colombia and I ended up meeting a girl off of Tinder in Colombia. And we had sat there, we had a couple drinks. I told her to come back to my my hotel. She came back. It was that easy. Smash, no pay for play. Now, I'm not saying that's never happened to me in America, but I was in Colombia for a very short stay, 3 days, and it's just the dating experience was completely different than America. It would seem like it was a lot easier. Is that a coincidence as well?
So what was easier than in America?
The fact that I was only there for 3 days, I was able to meet a woman that I found attractive, go out, have some drinks with her, and she was receptive to me and wanted to come back to my place, and we did some things. Now in America, now that I'm not saying that don't happen to me in America, but it's going to take me a hell of a lot longer than 3 days to make that same type of experience happen.
So you're saying you never had in America a chick sleep with you that fast?
I have, but I'm saying the amount of work, the amount of looking, searching to make that happen is going to be, it was different.
I'm trying to compare it to what because you said you met a chick in 3 days. So I'm saying in America, have you never matched with a girl on Tinder and had sex with her within 3 days?
I have, but but look at the time constraint. Wait, check the difference is the time constraint. I went to another place. Wait, check me out. Listen, I was there. I was in a location. I went to a completely different country. I was there for 3 days. I was able to find this on probably day 2. I was able to get this experience on day 2. Now, compared to America, if I wanted to have this same experience, it would maybe take me a month to make this happen.
Right, but you just said it happened in the same amount of time in America.
No, I said it took a month in America.
You said no. I actually, did you have a situation in America where you slept with someone within 3 days or quickly? That you said yes. You said it.
But it took me a month to find this experience. In America, it took me about a month to find this experience.
Right, so that means it didn't happen in America. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying it did happen in America, but it took me a month to find the woman that was willing to do this.
Okay, so how did it take you a month? So you're saying that it took you a month to find a woman who wanted to sleep with you quickly in America. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, so it took you a month, and when you found that woman, how long did it take you to sleep with her from the time you matched her on Tinder or whatever?
That day.
Okay, so you found a chick that you matched with and slept with her within a day, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to Colombia and found a chick that you matched with and slept with her within a day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question is, what's the difference?
30 days is the difference.
No, but what I'm saying is that you still matched with somebody.
Maybe I can help Mr.
Yeah, help him understand, because he's trying to pretend like he don't understand. Help him understand.
Let me help you. No, wait.
Guys, wait a minute. So, and Adam, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think Lucario, what Adam is saying is that even though in both instances he hooked up with the woman in a day, but in the United States, it took him 30 days to find a woman to get with in that one day, as opposed to when he was in Colombia for one day, he met that woman that day and hooked up with her the
Okay,
same day.
He understands that completely.
So you're saying it took you a month so you were swiping and trying to hook up with random women in a month, and all these women said no, and then you finally found one after a month.
Exactly.
I can clear this up in 2 sentences.
Okay, no, I got it.
Yeah, let him clear it up because I think he's gonna be able to clear that up. He's very articulate. Go ahead and clear that up.
Let me clear this up real quick. Okay.
Because he gets it,
Mr.
but
Latoria,
make it clear.
the game in America is women control access to sex. Do you agree?
No, I disagree.
Okay. You're one of the few that do. Most women control access to
Right.
sex. Men control access to marriage. Okay, that's
So
a fact.
How do women control access to sex?
Wait, it's their body, their choice, correct? In America, in the Western Hemisphere, that's the word, right?
So is it not your choice for your body?
So wait, let me make my point. Okay, so if women control access to sex, and we're in America, and women play games with sex, when you go overseas, the games are not being played. Women do not hold their bodies for hostage just to date you. If they like you, they're going to sleep with you. It's not going to be you need to date me, spend a whole bunch of money on me, take me out for multiple dates. If they like you, they're going to be very plain and blunt about liking you, and they're going to sleep with you. Whereas, like he was saying, in America, he might have went through 30 days of trying to find that one that was open enough to be honest that she liked him and wasn't going to play any games with sex. That's what he's trying to tell.
Okay, so you're saying you're saying that the women overseas are gonna let you know they want to have sex. They're gonna be open about it.
Okay, since it's my situation.
Right.
This is my situation.
Perfect.
Wait.
So now I
absolutely.
want to ask another question. So are the women in America open to let you know they want to have sex?
Oh, you asking me or are you asking Ron?
Anybody can answer it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll find that. You'll find that in America. It happens in America.
So
but
what happened? So now that I'm thinking about your situation,
it's not as common though.
No. But that's the thing. Now that I'm thinking about your situation, this is what I'm saying. What happened is that you didn't find women who wanted to have sex with you quickly until you found that girl a month later, right? Whereas when you went to Colombia, where it was, right, you found a woman who wanted to have sex with you quickly, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is what happened to you in Colombia also happens to guys in America. So what I'm saying is there's guys in America who get on Tinder and in one day they sleep with a woman. So that's what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is there's really no difference. It's just that you weren't that guy for those women within that month. Does that make sense?
Based on location though, right?
No, because in the location you were when you were trying to sleep with those girls within the 30 days, those same women slept with guys when they first met them on the first day when they matched with them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I got you. But
you weren't the guy.
Okay, but okay. So my question to you is, why is it that my location that I was in changed my results? Why?
You're saying why is it that when you got to the other place?
Why when I went to a different location did my results change?
Right, because when you were in that location, you were probably that guy for that woman.
Okay, so location matters. Okay, I want to move on to the next point.
Oh, hold on. Before you do, let me just read these super chats really quick. I don't think I read this, but shout out to you, Pete Willow. Let's go finally caught alive, trying to call in. So you definitely on the panel. Feel free to chime in. Obviously, not everyone talk over each other, but Andre Love crossing borders. My brother. Thank you so much for the 100,000 Colombian pesos. My brother, great live stream. Keep it up. Shout out to my big brother Andre Love crossing borders. And QB Passport Flexing says salute to the panel. Definitely salute. Let's keep those super chats rolling, man. All right.
So wait, Adam, can I ask you a question real quick? So
you asking me or?
I just want to ask Adam, how long were you in Colombia?
3 days.
3 days. So you were never in Colombia for a month?
Nah, just 3 days. That was it.
Okay, so you never had the experience of being in Colombia for a month to see if you needed to spend a month to get a girl?
Nah, I've only been there. I was only there for 3 days.
Okay, all right.
Now, also, I've been in Florida for 3 days and had a completely different experience in Florida. I mean, location just matters. It's just what it is. What it is. I mean, you denying that, but it just matters. But I want to move on to my next question. So, do you believe that women overseas? Do you believe that?
Well, before you say that, can I say add something?
Yeah.
Before you run, I know you're gonna go on to another, but I hear you saying like, the location. I hear what you're saying, like but the mindset is different in these locations. It somewhat
Thank you.
matters. I will say that, like,
Yes,
if
it
you're
does.
going to a place where women are thinking about marriage and all that, their intent is different than a woman here's intent. Their intent is to, oh, this man's going, I like him. If I, give him access to sex, he might marry me. That's different than someone here who's saying, oh, this guy just wants to hit and quit it. There's different mindsets. So it's obviously going to have different results.
See, it took a woman
Yeah.
to say that. It took a woman to say that, but it's actual facts.
Miss,
You know what I'm saying?
what's your name, Miss? I just
Polly,
want to chime in. I just want to chime in real quick.
Hmm.
Your name is, what's your name?
You can call me Polly. It's okay.
Polly. Where are you from?
From, like, I'm just U.S. Yeah.
You're from America and you live in America currently, right?
Hmm?
You're from America and you live in America currently, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Can you repeat what you just said?
Oh, okay. What I said was the mindset, the intent is different in those locations. So for women outside of this country, their intent is, like you said, their mindset is different. It's about marriage. It's about maybe finding a long-term partner. And if you're over there, the mindset is that if you're going to have a sexual interaction with me and I'm showing you I like you, but that may turn into a long-term thing. It's in their mind that there's 3 days. It could be like, oh, okay, this could be my husband, regardless of what happens. But over
So,
here, the mindset is different for women. They'll think, oh, maybe they'll hit it and quit it. They're not serious, or maybe this is just sex for me. So if it's just sex for me, I'm going to try to find the guy I'm the most attracted to, instead of the guys who are talking to me that I'm not attracted to, because it's only going to be sex anyway. There's all kinds of components can change it, but the mindset is not here for a marriage or concrete relationships for the most part. It's more for those freakily, all that other stuff.
I see what you're saying. Now let me ask you this: do you have any female friends that live overseas, that live in these different foreign lands? Do you
Yes.
know any men that live in these different foreign lands? Go ahead.
Yes.
You
Yes.
do? Which one, the latter or both?
I'll say both.
So with the women specifically, right?
Mm.
What would you say when foreign men, specifically black men, that they had these interactions? How long would you say that they had these interactions with these men before?
Like how long they'll take to have the sexual interaction?
No. Okay, so let's say you've known these women for like 5 years, right? Until they had a black American man come in contact with them physically. What's the time? What's the time lapse?
Of them having, well, yeah, they don't really have that much contact with anyone outside themselves.
Right, but on a consistent basis, how much contact are they having with these black American men?
I would say very low, unless you're in a tourist area.
Interesting. So they're not really outside of the tourist areas that much? Is it safe to say that?
Well, I'm saying I don't think that they're looking for their husband in the tourist area.
What would you say they're looking like for the minute they want to take serious? If they want to date foreigners, where would you say that they're looking from, and what method are they looking for them?
From what I've heard, it's more of if it's like, oh, if I meet you and we click, it's intentional meetings. Like they're like, oh, I like Americans, and
Right.
they'll go to the areas. But if you're just a person regular, just not thinking about that, you're not really scouting for that kind of person.
I get that. Are these men coming from are they meeting these men online, or are they meeting them in person?
Mixture of both, but
Little both.
most of the
Okay.
time online, because they can chat easier. Their English is not too good.
I got you. Okay. I just wanted to get a little bit of intel.
P. Will.
Proceed.
Let me add to that a little bit. My background is military. I'm speaking for military. I'm not a passport bro. I'm not a brother that travels with a passport. I'm an expat. Okay, so military guys been doing this since way before the 40s. Ronan.
Oh, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? So I'm speaking from a military passport background. We've been traveling for years. You know, a lot of the countries that have been broken into and passport bros are talking about and other people have traveled to, we've already laid the groundwork. You get what I'm saying? We've been doing it for years. So as you guys start discovering these countries, which we all military people will tell you, we support brothers wanting to go out and explore the world because we feel like you're going to have a better appreciation for what you have here in the United States once you travel. When you really see a third world slum, you'll understand no ghetto in America is nowhere close to a third world slum somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? You're living in luxury even in a slum here in America.
I agree.
So you have a better appreciation for what you have. Okay.
I agree.
So when that comes to part, a lot of these countries that you guys are traveling to, a lot of American expats, a lot of American military people have been going there, have established homes there, have gotten the local population used to seeing not only brothers, but other people of other cultures there. Okay, so the groundwork has been laid. All we have to do is continue to improve upon as we travel that groundwork. Okay, yes, there are overpopulated areas. There are influx of new passport bros, as you want to call them, that are going to specific areas instead of spreading out a little bit more. You guys are overworking certain areas. Okay, and that's where you're hearing all the extra jargon coming from Medellin and all these other places. There's plenty of places you can travel to that are well established for brothers, where you can feel safe. And they're very accepting of brothers. You can even go over to Europe. German women love brothers.
Yep.
Okay, understand that. The world loves us. We're the second most sought after men in the world, besides for a white man, is a brother. We're known to be good fathers. Hold on. We're known to be good fathers worldwide. So we're not being ignored when you go overseas. So some of the negative things you've heard about traveling when it comes to black men is not necessarily factual. Okay.
Understood.
So understand, if you do get your passport and you do want to spread your wings, you're going to be very receptive. You're going to be well received. Let's put it that way.
No,
Go ahead,
I was curious.
Lucario.
I was curious to know because Ronan was saying the thing about about women controlling sex. I'm always curious about that perspective. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, he was the first one to actually verbalized it in that way. In America, Western women, they play games with sex. But at the end of the day, that's for an attraction. They're very good-looking women. They can wear themselves out with that fact that they're very good, say an IG model or whatever. She's very attractive. She knows how to use her sexuality to get what she wants. But that only lasts so long. Right? Eventually, after she's been through 10, 15, 30, 40, however many men she's been through, took advantage of all her beauty, eventually she's going to need to want to get married and have children if she hasn't already had them outside of wedlock. Who decides who marries who? A man. The woman cannot say, I'm picking you, here's a ring, get married. No, the man has to make that ultimate decision of saying, I accept you as a woman to be my wife. You're going to represent me and all the things we do together this day forward. The man has to do that. A woman cannot pick you as a husband. A woman cannot pick you as a husband. The man has to do that.
With sex too?
What?
I said, doesn't he do that with sex
No,
also?
he does not. A woman
How
knows
come?
within 6 to 8 seconds. No, because you already know. If you're a dating coach, a woman knows whether she's going to sleep with you within the first 6 to 8 seconds of seeing you.
Right, but don't you
That's a
decide if she
fact.
gets dick? That's what I'm saying. Don't you decide if she gets dick?
You can turn her down, but ultimately she has to at least give you approval within 6 to 8 seconds saying she's interested in you. If you turn around and say, I'm not interested in you, meaning the male's not interested in the female, then absolutely you can turn her down. But she's going to give you first
Right,
option.
so how does she own or how does she control the access to sex when
Because of her beauty and her desirability.
Right. So so I get it. So basically the control she has is over guys who put her on a pedestal because of her beauty and her sex. That's what you're saying.
Isn't that what women do? Women dress up to go to clubs to look very fine, very attractive. They not only dress up for the women that they're around because they're trying to impress the women, but they're also trying to attract the most valuable men in that room because of hypergamy. We know about hypergamy, correct? They're looking for the best option in that room. They're looking for the best option in that room.
I'm saying, right. So and so what I'm saying is that if you have a situation, right, where somebody is desiring the sex and somebody else is giving that person the access. So what you're essentially
Let's be
saying
specific when you say somebody. Are you saying a female or a male?
Right. So you're saying that you have a male who's desiring the sex from a female. So she controls if he gets it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. You don't remember back in the day when the club lights came on, if you were desperate to have sex as a man and all the cute women got taken up, you slept with a fat woman, right? If you really wanted it.
I get it because that definitely makes sense as far as like beta males are concerned and stuff. Like I definitely agree with that.
Hold on,
I got a question.
Hold on, really quick. We're almost 2 hours and 15. So we're almost a quarter past 2 hours. Yeah, I said that right. Anyway, I need super chats, man. Pass that plate around. I know Lucario has to go.
Pass that offering plate down. Where's that A and B selection? Where's that A and B selection? Come on, Flyer.
Go ahead, Pete Willow. I know you had a question, and then I haven't heard from Adam in a little bit. So after you, go ahead, Adam.
All right, that's cool.
I didn't really have any questions. Honestly, I honestly got on the panel because I support both of y'all. I rock with what Lucario says, and I don't agree with everything that everybody says. I take everything with a grain of salt. As a wise man, you can't really submit yourself to everything or commit yourself to everything that people say. But as long as that these certain things resonate with you and within my personal experience, before I even came across Lucario, everything that he said definitely resonated. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm gonna just show homage. You know what I'm saying? Homage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The man know what he's talking about on certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta salute that man for that. He been putting in work. You dig? Yeah. Real talk. And then on the flip side of things, I noticed the shift that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the military men have been doing this for the longest. You know what I'm saying? My father, before he passed away, he was a drill sergeant in the military. Right. You know what I'm saying? Jumping on a plane, doing all that shit. I remember the stories he used to tell me. And the man passed away at 81 years old. So I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me these things, you know what I'm saying, before he got with my mom in the back. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Right.
So I was like, all right, Pops, I see you.
And it was
you know what I mean?
And it was no disrespect because your mom knew it was not being disrespectful by him telling those stories. Because as a man, as far as military, we're very in control of the women that we deal with. It's not no runaway train with us.
Real spill.
And by the way, I date American women and I take them on trips. So I take sand to the beach. That's why I said I'm not a passport bro. Okay. I do meet women overseas. And if I meet women overseas, they're very out of the way women overseas. Like I got a Filipino chick on a hook. She lives in a province that nobody's even close to. She lives on a farm. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't even date women around cities. You know, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to make sure she's secluded. She's away from that. I know better. You know, but
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, I date American women 95% of the time. Been married twice for my background. So, you know, I'm 56 years old, been married twice. I have 4 grown sons, 2 grandchildren. So when I
Mm-hmm.
speak from a mentor type of position because I have sons in a lot of you guys' position. I have sons that are out there trying to get married. I have grandchildren.
Right.
You get what I mean? All men. I don't have any girls. All men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Definitely, definitely.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to my brother Andre again for the what's that? Oh, yeah, $20,000 Colombian pesos, man. Man,
Andre out
now
here putting
remember.
in work.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. That's my brother and my mentor.
By the
He
way,
just
happy birthday, Andre. Happy birthday, brother. A fellow Libra in the house. Andre just had his birthday the other day. Mine was
yeah, man.
October the 3rd. So got a lot
October
of Libras
13th.
up in your house. Yes, sir.
Yeah, October 13th. Yep. Yeah. And then Andrea's birthday is next month, I believe, November 15th. I could be wrong, but I think I got it. I think it's November 15th or November 16th. But Adam, I think you had a question or you were about to ask something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you already know I got to come back at Locario, but you know, I got to come at Locario, man. But before I come at, before I go ahead and have a mental spar with him, I want to ask Miss Polly. Um, I want to ask. Okay, I don't like when men try to speak for women. Earlier, the guys on the panel said the woman knows within 6 to 8 seconds whether she wants to have sex with a guy or not. Can you confirm or deny this based on your experience? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they know if they want to physically be with him. Just like a
So
guy
within
saying he sees a whole bunch of girls that are in a room and he sees the 2 that he would like to do. Like I think it's just a visual connection. You're like, that's nice. But you know, especially if you're a little bit older, you're gonna want a little bit more. Like, okay, you look good, but what else? You know,
But
especially with
again, Polly,
American.
he can fumble the bag, even though you might look at him for 6 to 8 seconds. He can fumble the bag the minute he walks over, opens his mouth, and has some high pitched voice or something else that throws you off. But thank you for confirming that. Go ahead, Adam.
yeah, okay, we appreciate that, Miss Polly. But okay, let's get back on Locario, man. So I know, Locario, I'm familiar with your philosophy. You think that and correct me if I'm wrong. You believe that there's really no such thing as like a dime or an attractive woman. It's all in your mind, right?
You saying that? Do I think? No, I said that the looks are subjective. So what's a dime to you could be a 5 to me, and vice versa.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. But okay, now a lot of men, it's like passport bros, would say that women in foreign countries, a lot of them are more attractive than American women. Do you agree with that, or you disagree with that?
No, I disagree with that.
Okay.
What?
Right. That's crazy as hell. But let's get to
I
the
missed the
logic of why that's
question.
crazy. Let's get to
What
the
was the
logic of why
question?
that's crazy as hell. Locario believes that on average that there's the same beauty standards in America versus other places, other countries. But okay. Okay, I'm gonna move forward. Okay, so
I mean, there's
now
nothing to argue with that because what you find attractive is subjective. So you can't say no, you're that's incorrect. But no, there's nothing to say about that stuff. This is like every time when people talk about these topics, it's like, what are you going to say? You know, what I mean? Like,
okay,
people like what they
I'm
like.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. What makes something attractive on average is the average perspective on it. I'll give you an example. Like money. Like money, let's say paper money. A lot of many people have come to the agreement that this is value. That's what makes it valuable. Would you agree with that?
Well, money.
Yeah. Would you agree that
Yeah, because
a large
money, we've agreed that a $20 bill is a $20 bill. Yeah.
It's because many people agree that, okay, this money is valuable. That's what makes it valuable. If everybody agreed today that this money was not valuable, it would no longer be valuable. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of similar with like women. Let's say like a woman that's in shape. Check me out. Let me finish my statement. I'm gonna let you try to debunk it or
All right,
whatever.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's just say it's a woman, right? And she is slim, she's petite, she's what a majority of men would say is attractive. Let's say she's not fat, she's not fat, she's not bald headed, or it's generally speaking, there's certain characteristics that most men would say, okay, this is what is attractive. And there's also characteristics that most men would say, okay, this is unattractive. An example of that is a woman that's 400 pounds. A majority of men would say that this is unattractive, right? And a woman that is, petite, big titties, big booty, a majority of men would say this is attractive, right?
Mhm.
So it's the majority, the common opinion that makes this an attractive woman. Do you agree with that? Like if
Well,
most men
think
would
about it
say,
this way. Think about it this way. If I have a $20 bill, are the majority of people going to say it's $20, or are all people going to say it's $20?
yeah, everybody gonna say that's $20.
Right, because it's a fact that this is $20. But if you have let's say you have a girl who's in shape, right? Have a nice booty, titties, all that other stuff, right? You could
Yeah,
have a majority of guys that say she is hot, but just because a majority of guys say she's hot doesn't mean it's a fact that she's hot. Does that make sense?
I agree with that. But a
No,
majority of men
no,
would say that.
no,
Wait,
it does not
listen.
make
Wait. Let
sense.
me
It
finish.
does not.
Let me let you jump in after this. I'm gonna let you jump in after this. A majority of men, the higher percentage would say that the woman with the big titties and the small waist and the clear skin and the long hair. We
Mhm.
all know what an Instagram baddie looks like. A majority of men would say that this woman is attractive, so therefore
Mhm.
her experience um and the experience that getting at this said woman is going to be different. Would you agree with that?
They said you said the experience of getting her would be different than what?
Than say an overweight 400-pound woman. Would you say that it's gonna the Instagram baddie is gonna get treated differently than a 400-pound woman? Would you agree with that on average?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fact. Okay, so my thing is this. Okay, when you go overseas, a majority of those women are in shape. A
Mhm.
majority of those women are not overweight. It's a lot less obesity when you
Mhm.
go to these other places, and
Mhm.
that is attractive to a majority. It's more attractive on average. It's more attractive. So why do you say that if on average women in America are more obese than over there, why would you not agree that women overseas are more attractive?
No, I said to me. You asked me, do I think that women are overseas are more attractive than women here? I said I don't think they are.
Okay, so that's just you. You
Yeah,
you
that's
just
just me.
you.
That's what you asked me. Yeah,
You're in the minority. So you're in the minority. Okay.
yeah, I'm always in
You
the
just have
minority.
you have a
I
strange
mean,
perspective. You have a strange perspective. Okay, that's cool.
no, no, because
Look,
you asked me.
look.
I'm talking about me personally. Yeah, I don't agree that are there women I think that are hot that are overseas? Of course. Are there women that I think that are hot here? Of course. But what I'm saying
Okay, so
is that in my opinion, I like American women over women overseas. That's all I'm saying. That I think they're
okay,
more attractive to me. Yes.
you got weird taste. You're in the minority. Okay, that's cool.
But the whole thing is, hold up.
But this is the thing. So
We
the
do
thing is,
we
I
do
can
have
also
to
say you have
acknowledge.
weird taste.
Listen, we do have to acknowledge, Mr. Lucario. You do have to acknowledge there is an international beauty standard.
What's the
That's
international
why they
beauty
have
standard?
Miss. Wait. That's why they have Miss Universe. They have all these beauty pageants that
Mhm.
standardize throughout all the different nations. They all come
Mhm.
together. They
Right.
bring the best of the best. So there is an international beauty standard. Can you not agree to that?
No, I agree with that. I'm not
Okay.
denying that. I'm saying that me personally. That's all I'm talking about is me. I'm saying because he asked
I
me,
mean,
do I
yeah,
think
you can be an outlier. You can be an
Mhm.
outlier and just say I don't go against I go against what everybody thinks is the beauty standard. and be that
No, I
outlier
don't
and
go
say,
against what everybody
I
does
prefer
these
to
days.
have a
I go
little
with
extra curve.
I go
or
with what I like. That's what I'm saying. Like, because
exactly.
the thing is, I can say you have a weird beauty standard, right? It'll be the same thing as you saying I have a
No,
weird
no,
beauty standard.
no. Weird means uncommon. Weird means uncommon. Most
No,
men
no,
want a
no,
woman
no,
that's in shape.
no. Weird means that you, as the individual, are seeing it differently or something abstract to your perspective.
No. Weird
That's
means
weird.
it's
Right.
different than other stuff. It's strange compared to the average to what's mostly going on.
No, it's weird to you.
It wouldn't be
That's what I'm
weird
saying.
if it was always happening. If everybody believed it and thought it and did it,
Right.
it wouldn't be weird then. What makes it weird is that it's way different than the average.
No, but that's
So
what I'm
you
saying.
have weird taste.
What I'm trying to say is that, okay. So
Wait, Adam,
so basically, if a person is saying, for example, right, that the average person who listens to rap nowadays likes little something something rapper, right? So if they say I like lyrical rappers like Rakim, are they saying they have weird taste?
No.
Now that wouldn't necessarily be weird.
But why not? That's not that the average person is listening to little something something.
So
Now it would be weird if
so
somebody
we
was
can get to the
walking,
point.
cruising down the street. If they was cruising down the street
Adam,
bumping Rakim,
Adam.
yeah, that actually kind of would be weird because nobody else is doing that. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird. Like it's a 20-year-old dude bumping Rakim. Yeah, okay, dude is weird. You bumping Rakim, we bumping Lil Wayne.
I guess so because I'm
Can I interject real quick?
I can't be like
Yeah, you just weird. You just weird.
I just want.
Fellas,
Let me
fellas, fellas, can I interject?
Wait. Too many people talking. One at a time.
Adam,
I just want to ask Willow. Let me get one more question on the same line before you jump in. So we established there's an international beauty standard. So Mr. Lucario, based on your feelings of what you like, what is the variance between what we know as an international standard and what you like?
Okay, so you're saying what are the women that I like that I think are hot?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can get an idea what your standard is.
Right. So I like women who are super, super thick, right? We
Thick,
just don't
but not fat.
right? Yeah, thick. I like
Yeah.
them. I like them one cheeseburger away from being fat, like that thick. You feel what I'm saying?
That's weird, man. That's some weird shit, man.
Yo. Everybody has their preference. Stop. Let us know. Let us know. Everybody has to
You know what I'm saying?
let him give his standard. Let him give his standard. That's his high.
I like them short. I like them a little short, like probably like 5 feet, 5'2". You know what I'm saying? Race don't really matter. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
and,
now you trolling.
No, I'm dead serious. That's serious. Like race doesn't matter. Yeah, just thick.
Okay, go
short,
ahead. Sorry.
Thick, short, and just a pretty face. That's it. That's all I like.
Can I interject real quick?
So according to his standard, then yeah, most of the people that you would normally would say is attractive would not be to his standard. Go ahead, Willow.
Right.
I wanted to say this real quick about the rap hip hop metaphor. You know why we embrace the original, like real hip hop is when you talk about real lyrics, bars, metaphors, similes, wordplay, all that, right? From the pioneers that started it up to whenever it got super commercial to where we as hip hop heads look back at it and was like, well, what the hell is this shit? You know what I'm saying? And I'm painting a picture that those who really know the origins of hip hop really love the art form and the culture for what it actually is. As time came by, it got diluted. And now it seems like anybody is getting promoted to be, go be viral and to be superstars in the Beatles influencers, right? So I liken it, the dating game, how America was, is like how hip hop was. The true actual purity and the actual form of it was once at its height, right? If you wanted, a woman wouldn't dare let you in her womb and let you just squirt off in her and get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You had to meet certain requirements or whatever, right? Now, as time progressed down, the music got diluted. More women opened their legs up. and let any motherfucker hit. And this is why you got
Yes, sir.
women with five babies and 7 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's turning the same thing because I don't know about y'all, but because I'm still a hip hop head to this day. Most of the music that I listen to that's raw lyricists, they're not commercial. They're underground, even if they're new. I'd rather listen to battle rap all day where motherfuckers going at each other just because I want to hear bars. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to say.
Well, Willow, I grew up as a Generation Xer. Andre Crossing Borders will tell you the same. We grew up in that era. You're damn right. The women that we were dating, we had to court them. There was traditional values still instilled in the family. Fathers were still around and men were being mentored even if their fathers weren't in the homes. That has extremely changed in the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you said was all facts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like about the standard you're saying. Also, I just want to put it out there that even though like there's a certain standard, we all want to agree that being obese at any point is not attractive at all and it's not healthy. But the standards that we had here for Americans and then the standards somewhere else are always going to be different. So that if you talk to Asian women especially, they'll say, if they're bigger, because if let's just say they're bigger, but it's not big to us. If they're a bigger woman, even if they're like 5'5", they consider themselves big, and they may still be in a size small. They'll consider big or a medium, but they'll say,
Right.
well, American men are okay with that. So I'm going to start dating these kind of people because I am not the standard where I'm from, but I can find someone else in a different culture. So you have to be aware of that too. Just like we say when we say, "Hey, black," let's say some black men say, "I date white," and then you'll hear someone say, "Well, the white girls you're dating, the reason why they're dating black guys is because the white men don't want them, or they're not attracted to the white men." Right? You have heard that. It's not that saying it's everywhere, but that is something that happens. If they are considered fat where they're at and a size small, and they come here and they're beautiful, where would you start dating? You would date American men because they accept you and they love you for who you are, and you don't have to diet. A lot of those other countries, those women do a lot. Yeah, you're right. They'll go exercise because they won't find a man if they're not 90 pounds. It's not everyone, but it is a standard. You got to get a lot of plastic surgery over there, just like over here. But theirs is very extreme and it's done really well. But you have to know that their standards over there are different. So when you go over there, sometimes you'll meet women who are thick and you'll be like, you don't think they're thick, but to everyone else, they're thick. And nobody really, well, she's kind of fat. And she gets with an American man, he loves it. So you just got to kind of keep that in mind. Like, it's not the same place.
You know what you just described?
Go ahead.
That's passport bro mentality. It's like, okay, over here they think I'm this and that, so fuck it, I'm gonna go over here and they like me for who I am over here.
That's
They think
exactly
I'm
what
cool over here.
that's what it is. That's facts. That's nothing if you are not desired where you are, what do? You move to where you're desired. That doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're not appreciated and cared for where you are, even if it's in a job, if you have the ability to remove yourself, you will do such. It's just human nature.
Or you could just be desirable everywhere.
I just want to point this out real quick. Right? Because I've seen that Kings and Dreams and Lucario, when I watched the playback, I see what the main thing was. Lucario's thing was, and I just want to reiterate this, and I do agree, that you have guys from America, no matter the race, that they'll actually go out to these foreign lands and try to act like they some big boss player, all that type of shit, right? But you wasn't like that from the beginning. So how is it all of a sudden you just that guy? No, you either was that guy or you wasn't that guy. You know what I'm saying? Now, in tiny, minuscule percentage, there can be exceptions to the rule. I get that. There's no absolutes in the universe. However, when I've known of some of these guys, like I've known guys that know these guys where they actually go out maybe for like a week or two, and yeah, you may have some that may spend a little bit of bread and do all that trick and shit and everything like that, which I'm not judging them guys. Hey, if that's how you got to get it, go ahead and get it. But like I said, as far as what's being highlighted versus what's not being shown, it's just like real hip hop music from its origins down to the commercial shit. I think the commercial shit of of Passport Bros was put in a negative light because it was the shit that went viral. The shit didn't go viral with the people who was actually looking for meaningful relationships and wanting to date on the positive side of the game. You see what I'm saying? So
Say that again,
I just
P.
wanted
Willow.
to be able to
P.
just
Willow.
like
No, stop. Say that again. Say that again. Say exactly what you just said. Because you're
what I'm
exactly
saying is
right.
this: in this world of content creators, because
Thank you.
no shade, but y'all got to make y'all bread how y'all make y'all bread, whether it's predominantly primary YouTube or not. But within this whole niche, this whole genre, people like to pick up on negative things because that's what sells, negativity. So if you have a movement like Passport Bros, you're going to highlight the things that's the most negative word. The dudes catch the most L's and everything like that. It's no different than what hip hop music is today. All the greatest hip hop lyricism, the bars and everything like that, they're not getting promoted. It's the things where it's the negative shit that's getting promoted. So just like the music is whack now, the mainstream music is whack, the same thing with the content is being promoted because nobody's promoting the real relationship, long-term marriages and everything like that, families and all that. I just want to say that.
You're correct. And that's what I was saying about military people that have already retired and lived overseas. And you guys Andre's a perfect example of that. You know, he's not out there showing all the negative sides of what the life is in Colombia. He has a good wife. He's running a good business. There's a whole bunch of military people you won't even hear about that live overseas happily. I mean, let's put out some famous people. Tiger Woods. His daddy married a Korean woman. You got a whole product from that. Okay. So this has been going on way before this big discussion came up, and everybody wanted to blow it out of proportion due to some negative media.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. And what what Ronan and what you're saying, what you had said, P Willow, is actually correct. Where you do have some travelers, and they'll say passport bro, because that's like the hot topic, right? And everyone wants to be or feel a part of something. And so, and especially if you're melanated, even if you're just a traveler or an expat, you're looped into the passport bro umbrella. Some guys may not like to hear that, but this is the truth. You are looped into that umbrella. When I get interviewed on other channels, they say passport bro, and I say, wait a minute. I say, I've been traveling since I'm 3. This isn't like a movement where I just kind of branched out and just started traveling all of a sudden. I've been doing it since I was a baby. I have to make that distinction. Why do I say that? Because, as I mentioned, we are looped in no matter what. We have a passport, we travel. Oh man, here come the passport brothers, or whatever the case is. There was a video that came out, I want to say last year or something like that. It went extremely viral, and it was in the Dominican Republic in Sosua. And Rona, you know the content creator who I'm talking about, because I think he was there when I did the live stream reaction to Mr. Let Go. And right. And so, but that content creator doesn't call himself a passport bro. But that video went like 10 million, 10 million on TikTok. And then on his YouTube channel, I'm sorry.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. And then that video on his channel went viral. Anyway, long story short, This is a guy who says that he's not a passport bro, but he got looped into it. And so anytime when you have men, especially melanated men now, who are showing any type of travel content, and then you see negative thing in the light, and you know that the woman that was being shown was a lady of the evening. Let's keep it real. Like it's a bad look. So I get what you're saying, P. Willow, because you have that negative stigma that comes out. You're not really going to see the guys that are actually talking about stuff that's productive, that's going to go viral, because people want to look for the bullshit.
Right.
Well, I will say that a lot of the bullshit though is valid. So a lot of the bullshit talk, trash talk on past bros, a lot of it is valid though. I mean,
It,
the main criticism of the passport bro movement is, these guys are going overseas to pay for prostitutes. And, as a person that has experience going overseas, hey, we got to say that's generally what is the case.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Because what I was saying earlier, and I don't know if you caught what I was saying, Adam, and I was saying this to Lakari before I opened the panel. There's a difference between travelers and actual passport bros. So what you are seeing when you go abroad, you probably are seeing travelers, but actual passport bros, and I'm not saying all of them are looking for a wife per se, but not all of them are just doing, pay for play or going in the red light districts and stuff. You have brothers that are actually building businesses, that are actually really trying to do something productive other than getting a dick wet. And again, I'm not policing, but I'm saying, like, not all of them are doing that, right? And so you do got some guys that want to have fun, have at it. Now, the majority, I would say no, not the majority are just going out and just strictly doing that.
So you mean to tell me that you don't think that a majority of guys are going overseas to get cheap sex, like pay for sex for cheap? Are you saying that you think the majority are guys going over there to look for businesses? Is that what you're saying?
I said, now let me say this again so you hear me clearly.
Okay.
I said majority of the passport bros. Didn't say majority of the travelers. You get it?
Now, what makes you a traveler and what makes you a passport bro? What's the difference?
Well, I just explained the difference. So the difference is that the actual passport bros actually have an agenda outside of just going to get their rocks off. So what I'm saying is that they're looking to become experts. They're looking to purchase property, and they're looking for these things, right? So now, then you have the travelers who are just, they may come like, maybe like they may spend like, 3 to 5 days somewhere, whatever the case is, and they just go on a party, kind of like weekend warrior, whatever. We go, we pop bottles, and we have fun, and we we hook up with the baddest chicks, which is cool. I'm just saying that there's a difference. And then I also said earlier, Adam, maybe you might have missed this, but I said that they loop all of the black travelers into the passport bro movement. That was my whole point of me saying what I just said just now, and what I said a few minutes ago, and what I said when I was speaking to Lucario when it was just he and I.
So I gotta head out soon, but Kings
my
Dreams,
fault. All right,
appreciate
you got like 5 more minutes.
I gotta run like in like 2 minutes, but
okay,
yeah,
2 minutes, okay.
Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody on the panel, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all, coming through and all that other good shit. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You feel me?
Yeah,
but
man,
yeah, man, I appreciate
thoughts,
you.
bro?
What happened?
I said final thoughts, man.
Just shout out to you for having me on here, man. And this is a cool discussion, man. Definitely. And I just want everybody to know, just hit me up at mrlucario.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, and badboymembership.com. That's where you can get all of the game. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, shout out to y'all. And that's pretty much it, man. And thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being on.
Yes,
man. Definitely, man. This is definitely a good one, man. So I think I might have to come to your lines then, dog.
Oh yeah. I'm actually gonna start doing that shit. I got to start doing more. I was just talking to Miles about that. I was like, we got to start doing more like shows with guests and panels and all that other shit in the near future. So we definitely gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You know, I'll
Yeah,
come to the lines then. It's all good,
yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
All
Y'all
right,
have a
man.
good night,
Salute.
though. Y'all be safe. Peace. Later.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Yes,
nice
sir.
meeting you.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I'll probably
So
go up to.
Adam, wait. Just to clarify, Adam, you understand why passport bros are traveling overseas, right? Except for just the mongering part. You do understand the value behind living overseas, right?
Yeah, definitely it's like sometimes it's better weather. That's one reason. Different culture. Yeah, there's other reasons.
Healthier lifestyle, better weather. You're leveraging your dollar, which is carrying you a lot further, especially in retirement years. You know,
Yeah, I agree with that.
land is a lot
Yeah, I would agree.
cheaper.
I agree with that.
You know, it's a wise decision. A lot of white people do it. It's the brothers that have now started to expand their horizons and do it as well. If you ever watch some of the wealthier shows, when white people get divorced, they have multiple properties not only in the United States but all over the world.
Yep.
How many
I
times you
agree
hear
with that.
brothers? How many times you hear brothers say that when they get divorced?
Yeah, I don't hear that much.
So the fact that they're broadening their horizons, they're digital nomads, they're utilizing the American dollar for its extreme benefit in a whole nother country is what you would consider a passport digital nomad, an expat, military guy. Those guys understand the value of the dollar that they took the time to earn, and they understand how to leverage it for the best benefit by also living somewhere abroad. Maybe they have a home in the United States and they have multiple homes somewhere else or business.
Okay.
Yeah,
I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that.
Okay. Really quick, if anyone does want to join the panel, I'm probably going to shut this down at the 3-hour mark. But if anybody does want to pull up, it is pinned. It is pinned to the chat. And shout out to my guest, Mr. Lucario. Thank you for rocking out for almost 3 hours. It was definitely good. You know, whether you like, dislike, or indifferent, it was definitely a good conversation tonight.
All I got to say is now you know what Lucario's standard of beauty is.
Right. Facts.
For a lot of people,
it's not normal.
A lot of people didn't know. A lot of people didn't know what his standard of beauty is. Okay, so we got that out of. So for all you people that had issues with Lucario, now you know what the standard is. So now you can judge him off of that. So your standard probably is about 5 times higher than Mr. Lucario's.
Yeah. He said he want him
high. Right.
Yeah, he said he wanted a cheese or a burger away from being
most
fat.
People's standards are a lot higher than that. Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying.
So his perspective is based on that. That's
that data out there. That data is out there. So you guys got that on tape.
Yeah, we're gonna put that to the side. If you like him a cheeseburger away from being fat, then go and then listen to him about Passport Bros. He's just gonna be valid in that situation.
Yeah, that's one of someone who I'm very close to is like the same way. He likes the BBWs and all that. But I mean, to each their own, dog.
Yeah, if you want a bad spicy, you want a, what I mean, a thick one with a slim waist with the, you know what I mean? If that's what you like, go ahead and listen to the Passport Bros. Listen to the Passport Bros if that's what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but
just in case somebody needed that intel, you go ahead and clip that up.
Y'all crazy as hell, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, man. I'm you notice I was just letting y'all cook.
When you're talking to somebody that plays oblivious and dumb, then you have to find out what their standard is. When they start acting like they don't know what you're talking about, then you have to stop and say, okay, what is your standard? What do you think in your eyes is what we're talking about is beautiful? Once you get that out of him, then you know where you're coming from. Or you're just going around and around in a circle. He's never going to admit to anything. You get what I'm saying?
I will say this
you
though.
got to get him to announce his standard.
Well, like I would say, what Lucario does is he's always truthful. He's always pretty accurate about what he says. But it's kind of, I would say, he's kind of misleading with the truth. That's kind of
It's not
my
gonna,
he'll tell you the truth. It'll
You
be
gotta,
true what he says, but it'll be kind of misleading. He'll frame it in a misleading way.
I
no,
mean,
he'll frame it to benefit himself. That's what exactly, so he doesn't mess his brand up. He's not going to
Exactly.
admit to
Yeah,
it, but he'll
exactly.
frame
Pretty
it
much
to
what he did.
benefit himself based on his, his standard of what he feels like is going to be successful for his business.
Yeah, basically, that's pretty much what he does. But I'm not saying that he does have some great points. I will say that he's in my opinion, he's one of the best dating coaches. Like, if you're gonna listen to a dating coach, I will listen to him. But at the same time, take it with a grain of salt, because it's a business at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. No.
man, I'm just going through some of these comments. But yeah, no, I mean,
Oh, the disrespectful comment I made earlier, that one right there. I made that based on the fact that based on the fact that obviously Will and Jada had a conversation. If they kept it a secret for 7 years, there was a conversation to say, hey, let's continue to live together.
yeah.
You can do your thing in private. I'll do my thing in private. Nobody needs to know. But when you start doing the red table and you putting all his business out there is when that respect level started to drop. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and women start losing respect. Once they start sleeping with other men, they start losing respect for that main person. Think about it. You're bonding with another male. You're bonding with another male. So you're starting to disrespect the other man in silence. So then you start speaking on it. And she had a perfect platform with the red table to start speaking out and starting to disrespect by divulging their agreement that they had in private and public. And then she puts it in a book too.
And honestly, I think that that Jada is bored. That Jada's bored. Jada needs attention. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, think about it, because she could have easily have said, I want to go back to Jada Pickett, but not have Jada Pickett Smith. Like, come on now, like, with that name is still popular, and I know people saying like they're not really messing with Will Smith because he slapped Chris Rock, but everybody gonna watch the next Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna watch the next Bad Boys, but I mean,
that was a replay, right? That happened like in the 30s or 40s. There was another black man that slapped another one during an Oscars. It was a reenactment. Go back and look it up. It's happened before. It wasn't the first time somebody ever got slapped at the Oscars.
Really?
Yep.
Can I just interject something real quick? Can we all, as men, just agree that body count does matter, and the influence of the number of men that a woman has had to be able to shift her experience does matter?
Yes,
because let's just be real. If a woman has 100 bodies, let's just say she smashed every single 99 of those men one time, whether with protection or not protection, right? You're the 100th man. Out of all 99 of those men, she's the one that has the most experience with you as far as interaction and the percentage of engagement. By raising hands and the number of ones in the chat, do y'all think she really going to be there long term for you, whether you got the bread or not?
Yep.
No, man, it's not, because women are, and this is the spiritual side of the spectrum. Women are more intact with spirituality than men are, generally speaking. It's just that they don't know it. The thing about it is, the more a woman becomes tainted, it's like a broken vase, man. Yeah, you may have the greatest one that can be able to put that vase back together, but it's still broken. You can't unbreak a woman. Us as real men, we're not here to heal women's traumas. We're not supposed to be doing that.
Agreed.
Your mother and your father should have told you that. It should have gave you the guidance and be able to navigate, You know what I'm saying? To where that you don't even have to put yourself in a predicament to where you have to experience that over and over and over again, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And that's another thing too, because I don't think we really, I don't Kings and Dreams. I don't know if you really touch on this too much, but I definitely think that is a strong component too, because it don't matter. Even if you get with foreign women, I've come across some foreign women that just based off her conversation, I was like, nah, nah, throw away at the best. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's even if I choose to engage with you like that, you know, but it's not good. It's not good for you to be able to have my children to be able to take you serious. So that's universal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that really gets talked about enough. Like we'll talk about it. I've seen on panels where they'll talk about it a lot with the women here in America, but the same thing applies with the women abroad. You know what I'm saying? And if you a man of good judgment of character and discernment, if that woman is not to be taken seriously. And I think that just comes a lot with experience as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely, and I've touched on that, and my mentor, my brother Andre Love Crossing Borders, he touches on that too. We he calls them beautiful bottom feeders.
Beautiful
I like to call them,
Beautiful
I
trash.
like to, yeah, I like to call them. I just came up with a nickname for them too, and I forgot it, but I like to call them low budget, low budget. I'm gonna just say low budget, but you
I
know what I
thought you
mean.
was about to say low hanging fruit, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Low hanging fruit. That like everyone has said that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, but low budget. You know what I mean. So yeah, like the thing is that and I was actually saying this with a live. I had a live with Miss Polly before I did this live, and I was saying that you still have to vet women abroad. You do have more opportunities, but
Mm-hmm.
don't get it twisted. Some dudes will just think like, man, she's so beautiful, she bad, and
Mm-hmm.
they go abroad and they lose their mind, and it's like, yo, dog,
Right.
like you
Right.
could get finessed. Like,
Mhm.
you start saying, oh my God, you so beautiful and all of this stuff, right? And I said, right, so I remember I said this, and I said the first time you start paying her bills, and this is a woman like, like she like
Mm.
you guys have not established like a committed relationship. You guys probably hooked up for like a week or so, right?
Talk about it.
So she starts saying like, oh, her mom's sick, her grandmother's sick, her kid is sick, somebody's sick, somebody
Mhm.
got to go to the hospital, whatever. She need a new phone, rent, whatever, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the first time you pay it, she appreciates it. The next time you pay it, she anticipates it. The third time you pay it, now she expects it. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you put yourself in that type of position, you are going to get
Amen.
fleeced. You are going to get fleeced. And so you have to make sure that you have the mindset as a man, no matter where you are. And that's some of the things that I do agree with Lucario with, where you do have to have that mindset, because if you are going to get taken advantage here, you're definitely going to get taken advantage everywhere. It's just
Yep.
Absolutely.
it's just that the woman may not be brash and all that, but she may say, "Oh, Poppy, I need this and all that." You know what I mean? While she jerking your dick and she sucking the life out of you, but she sucking, no, but listen, right? But listen, she's
Mm-hmm.
sucking the life out of you more ways than one. She draining your
Right.
pipes and she draining your
Fact.
wallet. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying? Yeah.
You're absolutely
No,
right.
that's a super fact. And Kings and Dreams, man, you brought up something else too, because let me ask you this question.
Sure.
And Ronan, you could chime in on this too. Do you think a man has to have his heart broken by a woman prior to dating overseas to really understand how women really move?
Hmm.
Like to
You want to
really
go
get
first?
taken up top. Like to really get taken up top. I'm gonna just go the extreme way. He got married at a young age, had a couple kids, couple years transpired. She didn't want to be with him no more. She initiated divorce. Got the got the alimony. No, let's just call it vagina money. She got the vagina money, and she got she got the vagina money, and she got the child support.
Yeah.
And he got crushed. And let's just say
Been
that was
there.
his first love, right?
Yeah.
Do you think a man that was done dirty like that or similar, and he moves abroad, do you think that he will be gamed up more? Or like what type of man do you think would have to like really understand how to maneuver? Like, do you think he has to have his heart broken to be able to maneuver in a different way?
So before Ronan, I'll actually let you go first. But before you do, I shout out to my man Simon Hectic, my brother. What's going on, man? But I'm actually gonna let this one be kind of like the last question because it is 1 a.m. here in the East Coast. But Ronan, you can answer that, and then I'm gonna answer after you, Ronan.
Okay, wait. Well, I'm gonna drop down, family. I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right, man.
All right, nice meeting
Adam,
you,
are
brother.
you a content creator, bro?
Yeah, I make videos. I make some videos. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, shoot me. Hit me on Instagram and you got Instagram?
Yeah, I got Instagram.
Yeah. Send me your link. Send me your link, man.
Okay. I'll hit you up on Instagram.
All right, man. Thank you for popping on, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, y'all. Yeah, it was cool talking to everybody up here. Appreciate you, Ronan, P. Willow.
You know it.
Sir.
Miss
appreciate
Polly,
you
if she's
too,
still there.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure, man. Yeah, I'll be back.
Yep. You
All right,
already
y'all.
know.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir, man.
Easy. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Ronan.
So to answer your question is absolutely. A man needs to have his heart broken at least once. Period. He needs to feel that pain. We all know, and I raised my sons to understand life is pain. You grow from that pain. You embrace it. You expect it. Don't think you're going to walk around here and be soft. You got to understand pain is coming. As a man, that's all you're going to know for your rest of your life is pain.
Yep.
So get used to it.
Yeah.
And I got an 80-year-old mother. I had to get on my mother one time. I said, look, Mom, I've been married twice at this point by the time I had this conversation with her. I said, look, you taught me how to treat a woman. You taught me how to court a woman. You taught me how to cook for myself, clean for myself, so that when I had a woman, I didn't expect a lot from her, even though I knew what her role was supposed to be in the household. Why didn't you ever tell me how sneaky and conniving women can be? Think about this. Your own mother will not break girl code to teach you how sneaky women can be, and they would prefer for you to learn on your own. This is what she told me.
I totally disagree with that.
I wanted you to learn that on your own. Wait a minute. I'm your son. I'm your youngest son. And you didn't tell me. You let me go out there and learn that on my own. You didn't prepare me for how to deal with women, but you prepared for everything else. You let me learn everything else. You let me mentor with men in the church. You let me mentor with this person. You let me learn how to fight and defend myself and this, that, and the other thing. But you didn't tell me how women were going to treat me. You get what I'm saying?
That's slack. Not being bad.
But at the same time, once you experience it for yourself as a man, you can tell somebody something, but until you experience it for yourself, you won't learn from it.
Exactly.
Yep.
You won't learn from it. So I definitely encourage and say that men do necessarily have to have their heart broken at least once to learn that life lesson that all women aren't what they think they are. Now, how much they learn that life lessons the first time is how much less they get hurt the second or third time around. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you're going to have to take that L. You have to take that L and keep pushing forward, because I've been demolished twice when it came to my marriages. Twice, starting over. I consider myself at 56. I've had 4 lifetimes. I've lived 4 lifetimes. I've reinvented myself 4 different times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's just your own perspective, bro. I mean, you chose
But that's
wrong.
what he asked. That's what he
No,
asked. He asked for my
bro.
perspective.
No,
I'm just saying.
hey, Simon. I don't know if you came on late, but he asked Pete Willow asked Ronan and myself our perspective. So I was just I'm letting everyone go, and then I'll go last. But yeah, he was asking.
No, I was listening. I'm just saying. You know, when we start speaking like this, it's the same thing that women do. And the fact of the matter is, as men, if we're going to be leaders, as we state we're going to be, um, you should pick the right person. So when we start complaining about,
Who's complaining? Who's complaining?
Yeah, it's not
Did you
complaining
hear
at
one
all.
complaint? Did you hear one complaint from that? I said I learned a life lesson. You have lessons in life as men. You don't complain. You learn from it and you keep moving forward. You grow from it. Like I just said, you can make a mistake. You get that pain, whether you learn that life lesson or you continue to get pain each
yo,
time you mess up.
brother, yo, you sound like one of my cousins that came into my house and started talking about something. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm not trying to draw you. I'm not trying to say your situation something. I'm just saying we need to be realistic about this. Okay. So when you're turning around and
So
speaking about,
wait. Before you give any advice, hold on.
Get
State
him.
I
how
ain't
many
giving
times you've been
advice, bro.
married. Wait. Stop. Well, state how many times you've been married, how many kids you've had, how much life experience do you have before you start coming in here giving any advice. Let me know where you're coming from with your advice. So tell me how many times you've had a long-term relationship to where you're still married now and you have children.
Okay. So yo, so I just came out of a 10-year marriage, right?
Okay.
I got 3 children.
Okay. What are their ages?
Um, I don't know if I want to dispose that, but I'll say I'll tell
Sir,
you.
I have a 26-year-old, a 28-year-old, 35-year-old, and a 32-year-old. I have 2 grandchildren, 10 and 15. I have 2 marriages. One lasted 6 years, one lasted 10. I don't have any problems with disclosing my information. If I'm going to teach
Look,
somebody,
though.
I'm going to tell you
Wait,
what I'm learning from.
but
So
that's
if you
you.
want to teach somebody, tell me what you're learning from.
I'm trying to, but you're very
But you just said I don't want to disclose that information. Why? Do you think we're going to look you up? You can look me up. I'll give you my name.
I'm
Alexander Winston Foster Sr. Go Google me.
yo, bro, you can look me up. I don't care. Like I don't care. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to put this into context because
Well, we got to get a baseline for your context. That's what I'm asking.
all right, you're
Give us a
very
baseline
fast.
for your
All
context.
right, you're very fast. I'm trying to understand you. Okay, it's not like anything else. So my first child, she's 16. My son, he's 13, and my daughter is 6. Does that help?
Okay. Okay. What happened to while you guys aren't together?
Who?
Are you guys still married?
Who are you talking about when you say
You.
you guys?
Are you guys still married? You
When
and
you
your
say
wife.
I just told you like I have 3 children. So when you're talking about that, what are you talking about? So who?
I said, are you still married to the wife or the mother of your children? Are you married?
I was married to my
Was.
latest, yeah,
Okay.
my latest daughter who's 6, and I'm still working with things with her.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
wait, are y'all still married, Simon, or
No.
No,
Just said
no,
what?
we're not because of certain situations.
Okay,
And
yeah, no, I just because okay, I was curious because I thought I had a feeling because I know in the past we had talked about this and I didn't think that you guys were still
Yeah.
married. Okay,
No, no, no. Not she's going through stuff. And it's not like we're disconnected. I don't dislike her. What I hear on channels a lot is that like you get divorced and you have problems with people. I have no problems with my ex-wife at all. Like we're we're still where we're at. We may get married again, and this is the thing. It's just it's kind of
why?
confusing because we are who we are. Like when you meet somebody that um you acknowledge as your counterpart, your soulmate or something like that. Sometimes you just go through some shit and it's like, okay,
But you go
this
through it and you stay together. You don't
yeah.
divorce her.
Well,
This is the
um
generation I came from. You go through it and you stay together. You don't
well
go and get divorced and say I'm going to remarry you later. I don't go
that
backtrack.
that could
I don't
that could
backtrack.
that could potentially cause problems. That's what I'm saying.
so
Um
so
See,
so
he's leaving. You're
really
leaving a
quick.
lot of gray area.
Yeah, hold on, Simon, really quick. My brother Dan Sparks is in the building. What's up, man?
Kings group, how are you all doing? It's about
Welcome.
little afternoon here in Bangkok. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do for lunch. It was interesting watching.
some
I love to watch
sushi or
the
some shit.
stream. I
Yeah.
love the support from far away. It's a fantastic day, and
Ding, ding.
it's always interesting when Brother Lucario comes on, who I have met personally and I've broken bread with
Oh,
previously,
okay.
and so it's not nice guy, but everybody operates from their own interests, and I have
Correct.
no problem with that. The only thing is, and is evident by talking to the young brother now, is that whenever we men do open up and we do discuss the shit we've been through and the trauma we've been through, what always happens? There's somebody who's going to shame us. You can use the shaming language, pick better,
Right.
you did something wrong, and that will preclude men from opening up to other men. That's one reason why our
Correct.
suicide rate is so high. A man should
Yep.
ask another man, brother, how you doing today? More often than not, the dude will say, hey, I'm great, when actually he's not. So I would just caution the young British brother there that whenever an older brother, a mentor, talks about his experiences, take in the data, take in the information, and you are not in a position to pass judgment on it or to give your opinion per se. Take the notes, nod respectfully, be quiet, then take it and do with it. But there's nothing conducive that's going to come out of trying to shame someone for the trauma that they've gone through. And
Dan, you
so
sound like a military guy. You sound like a
I'm
military
retired,
guy.
35 years Marine Corps. Yes,
Boom. Semper Fi, brother. I saw mine.
do or die. Do or die, and not to toot my own horn, but Austin Holloman
Toot,
is in
toot,
Bangkok,
toot,
and
toot.
he did a talk with me for about 2 hours last night, and he's been chopping them up and putting them on
Oh
his
Jesus.
channel.
Somebody got feedback.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming
Hold
from.
on. I think that might. Yeah. Okay. P. Willow, that's you. Yeah. So sorry. You were saying something about Austin. I think I already know what it is, but go ahead.
Yeah, he's in Bangkok, and we had a nice talk. First time I met him in
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
Yep.
and we talked for
Yeah.
about 2 hours. He's gonna chop things up into 2 or 3 chunks of episodes, and
Oh, you're the one
it's
he interviewed because I saw that on
yeah,
the show today.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
yeah. We did a
Awesome.
10-minute slice. He's going to do some more, but
Okay.
the world is there's 3.95 billion women in the world. Do not just restrict yourself
Absolutely.
to women in UK or women in the United States. Get out in the world, fellas. Be young, be audacious, and as I said, on Austin's channel, that you can find me, you can dox me, you can find me out on Instagram. Danny Chan _ worldwide. I don't charge for advice or for
Sound
sessions or
familiar?
anything like that. Just reach out if anybody needs anything.
Dan,
Like I said, I'm gonna blast.
Dan,
But what you got there, King?
Dan, real quick, as a fellow,
Yes, sir.
as a fellow Marine, just like I was telling the
Sir.
other guys here earlier before you showed up, aren't you excited about how many young men are actually traveling the world to get those experiences that they never would have if they didn't get a passport
I
at an
ain't
early age?
excited
Like
about
we
you
did?
being a federal blah blah blah. That's not what I'm excited about. So, and
What?
most young men ain't excited about that. Like, so when you're talking about being that, you gotta explain it in a complete
Hey,
different way.
I'm sorry, I misheard you, brother. They're not excited about what?
Being a federal blah blah blah.
What does that mean? I'm still lost.
So does that make you proud?
I don't understand. I still don't understand what you're trying. What your
I'm not
question
even
is.
talking to you. I was talking to the other guy.
You were talking to me?
So Kings, I
I was
respect your
asking
passion,
him how
brother. You're my boy,
excited.
but I'm not
I
going to
asked him
interact
how
with
excited
this.
he was to
With
see.
this.
No, bro. I was talking to the guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Simon, I'm not really sure what's going on.
I heard
He's
he
an
was a
asshat. That's what's
troll
going
anyway.
on. I was getting ready to
Cortez,
hang up. I'm not going to
Cortez
disrespect
said
your
he was
platform,
a
Kings.
troll.
Nah, but
But
this
what I
is,
was saying was earlier, what I was saying
yeah,
earlier is
yeah,
how as military people we encourage young people to travel. We like to see you guys getting out there, stretching your legs, and seeing what the world has to offer, and not keeping yourself closed into just being in America. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm
and that
saying.
was one of the specific
We as
questions that
military
Austin
people, we welcome that.
Austin asked me that last night. He says specifically, is that the best option? I said it's a very good option for young men. My son is a lieutenant in the Army, and ROTC paid his way through college, and he's in Vietnam right now on a solo trip. So but not everyone in America meets the mental, moral, and physical requirements to go into. Either they're not smart enough, or they're too fat, or they're a drug user, or they've got physical injuries that preclude that. So oftentimes people say, just go into the military. I'm like, I'm sorry. No, the Marine Corps ain't going to take you. The Army is having trouble meeting their recruiting goals. Maybe they will take you, but it's not a guaranteed thing that folks are going to get in. But if you do meet those requirements, I do recommend it. But I'm going to blast
just
because I know
for
you're about
them
to
to
get
travel.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, Kings, I support you. Love you, man. Great
too,
meeting
brother.
everybody else on the panel. Like I said, it's
Love
too
you too,
lovely a day
brother.
for me to be trapped inside. So catch you later.
Nice meeting you, Dan.
Pleasure's all mine. Semper Fi.
Hoorah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, I don't know if you're still here, P Willow, but I'll answer. And I think what everyone, Dan and Ronan has said when it comes to feeling that pain, I think that, like, no matter what, I think that us as men, we're kind of raised when it comes to the idea of romance. Like, we men tend to think idealistically, and once we get that jolt of reality, whether we want to call it just waking up out of the matrix, red pilled, or whatever, we need some of it. Some guys take it too far, too extreme, and all that stuff. But we do need to really get that reality of understanding of what the nature of a woman is. We in abroad rather, woman nature, no matter where in the world, is still going to be apparent. Abroad is less likely to be harmful to a guy, but if a guy does not have any awareness about him, he most definitely will get affected. So I say that to say that definitely a guy does need to go through some sort of heartbreak or struggle. I know for myself, I definitely had to go through that at least 2 good times. My first love, and then my ex, who I was dating for about 3 years, and that was real. That was some real pain because, man, both women I wanted to marry. So there you go. You on mute, bro?
Okay. You can hear me now?
Yeah. So I had muted you because I think what ended up happening, because I saw that like you had clicked off and then you came back on, but I think what happened is that you were still connected, and so Dan and Ronan, they were talking to each other, and like it was like really bad feedback. I don't know if you
Okay.
were able to hear that.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right, cool. No. Well, the reason why I even posed that question was because
Mhm.
I think because you mentioned a key point. You were saying how like our mothers, they'll give us any other game, like as far as survival, what it means, to be able to, hustle, to be able to take care of the household, to lead and everything like that. But you don't give us the cheat code on women. Why
Correct.
is that?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Looking back, even when my mother and father interacted and everything like that, I just remember certain cues because he was a veteran man. This man would watch. He'll sit and watch like army movies and stuff like that, and uh, invasion attacks in World War I, World War II, and everything like that. And my mother was like, she didn't like violence in the house. It was all boys in the house. The minute me and my brothers would put on Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, oh, it's a problem now. Oh, but your husband, you know what I'm saying? He over here watching, you got guns to people's head about to blow them off. It's like, wait a minute, like, how does that even make any sense? We watching a movie, you know what I mean? It's no correlation. This is acting. But it didn't matter
Right.
because I get it. Looking in hindsight, as a mother with her maternal instincts, she wants to do the best that she can to make sure that her boys growing up doesn't emulate what it is that you see out there in the real world. You know what I'm saying? And of
Right.
course, my father was there to be able to delegate it and to be able to lead and protect and provide and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But that was years ago. So like when we shift and we go fast forward, that damn near isn't even really the case. You got some men who just really want to be, even if they didn't have that actual father, you know what I'm saying? Like that one that was to be able to lead, the woman, and like you've seen those healthy reactions with
Right.
the woman / his mother. A lot of them, because we got to think, America, what's the single mother rate?
High.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like 75, 80%.
Yeah, I was gonna say
skyscraper high, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, all right, well, you got these young boys who grow up to be men, and whether they had seen positive interactions between men and women or they didn't, you got the ones where they didn't. The apple wasn't too far from the tree, and they rode on down the side of the road, and that's what that road that grew up in the crack. You know what I'm saying? So what that happened was, they was able to have so much of a strong enough mind to where it's like, no, I know where I come from. I don't want to emulate that. I'm good on that. Let me go the opposite way because there's something that's in my soul and my being that's being like, nah, bro. No, it's something greater on the other side. There's greener pastures. You know what I'm saying? So once they went ahead and they did that, yeah. But like I said before, it's literally the negative image that's being projected out. It's no different than propaganda. No different than propaganda, man. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah. And we got to break that cycle. I mean, truly, male mentorship is gone. Now you can't even talk to a little boy in your neighborhood without the mama saying, don't say nothing to my kid.
Oh my God.
But back in the day, you could have a male mentor. Back in the day, it was damn near a requirement. They had, like they had different events inside of a church that young men could go to in order to get some mentorship from the deacons and people that could be trusted. Now you have women that don't even want them near another man to even learn anything from them.
Nope.
The mindset has totally shifted. And I grew up with a single mother, but I had male mentorship.
Yeah, and that's and that's what I was saying earlier to Mr. Lucario, like that outside of the United States, the men are held in, the men are held as the head. They're still held in that high regard. In the Western culture, particularly in the United States, the men are held in that high regard, right? Because like my ex, she's a nurse and she would be working 10, 12 hours. This is a Paisa Colombian, would be coming to my apartment after working 10, 12 hours, cooking meals, doing my laundry, all of these things, and without me having to say anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm traditional. Both of my wives stayed at home and raised my children.
Yeah.
Okay. Because at the end of the day, if you allow your wife to work nowadays, who is teaching your child? What are you instilling in that child if you're not teaching them?
Exactly.
Your morals, your ethics, your beliefs should be instilled in that child. That means you need a parent in the home. So I made sure I made enough income for my wife to sit at home and take care of our children and instill our morals, our values into those kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and not only that, I mean, shoot, the price of childcare, man. Like, listen, I have a 9-year-old son, and I'm not going to get into the situation, but like I'm a single father. I'll leave it like that, right? But all I'll say is, man, the price of childcare is basically like the price of mortgage. It's like the price of mortgage, no joke.
It was damn near $750 a week for 3 kids for me. And
that was
back in the early 90s.
Early 90s, yep.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it is now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
Egregious right now. And
just to say she got a job. Chick, you better stay at home. Your job is them. You know what I'm saying? I can go make enough money because anything you're making is basically going towards childcare.
Right.
What we doing?
Right.
Exactly. What are we doing for real?
Exactly, man. Yeah, so it is 1:30. Man, listen, I definitely appreciate you brothers for coming on the panel. Ronan, I got you, man.
It's good meeting you, brother.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure meeting you, man. Absolutely.
I already know King's a Dream. He's an old boy from my friend Black Man's Travel. So
yes, sir.
Listen, man. I just want to say something real quick. I listen to a lot of the brothers traveling. I rarely ever catch a live because I'm so much busy. I got my own paying company, everything like that. So like, I'm always on the go.
Congratulations for being
most
independent.
of the times,
yes, sir.
Thank you, man. And it's just going to transition to better things. And like for like the past like year or whatever, like it's been amazing, man. I'm proud of these black men. You know what I'm saying? They out here, they doing what they got to do. They recognizing what the climate is like, and just continue to do what you got to do, man. I salute all of y'all. Saying,
amen.
And, yeah, man. More positive blessings, man. Peace and prosperity.
All day.
You feel me?
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, P. Willow, don't be a stranger, brother. Don't be a stranger, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get with you, man. Like, do you have your like your social media and everything in your about page? Like,
I have everything. I have everything. Yeah.
Okay.
So the name that you see, like Kings and Dreams, how it's spelled out, it's on everything. Okay. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that, man. So
All right, bet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. So just hit me up, man. You know what I mean? And Ronan, man, whenever you're ready, man, I got you all day, dog.
All right, you know, me and Kanal got a thing going on this weekend for tax advantages, taking the tax advantages. My background is financial planning and retirement, but we're going to teach people how to write off some of their travels and different things like that this weekend. So,
Okay, what day? What day is that?
I think it's the 18th or something like that. I have to look at
Oh,
the schedule,
Saturday?
but it's through Black Man Travels channel. It's on
Yeah,
his
yeah,
channel,
okay.
but I'm going to co-host with it.
Oh man, that sounds
But
good.
yeah, if you're wanting to look for tax advantages, different things like that, this is the conversation you need to have. We're coming up on tax season. You might as well start thinking about getting your paperwork in order and knowing what you can and cannot write off and percentages behind it and everything. So then we're going to go over the new tax percentages based on income. There's a new chart out for that too.
Oh
now,
man,
now, Mr. Ronan, how can I be able to get in touch with you? Because you seem like you're a very knowledgeable man.
Right there, Bronin Travelers with Alex. That's my YouTube channel, but also it has a link for my Instagram, on my Facebook, and then on my Facebook it also has my LinkedIn, because one of the podcasts I do is about validity. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that aren't certified to give advice. So the people I bring on my channel are actually verifiable. They use their real names. Like I told old boy, you can look me up. I don't have a problem with giving you my real name. I'm not going by alias. You can look me up, brother. You know, I can be found. You can Google me. SEO certified. So you'll find my name. So, but yeah, if you go on Ronin Travelers with Alex or just Ronin Travelers, you'll find my YouTube channel. In there, I already have links for Instagram, my Facebook, and inside my Facebook is a dot scan thing that you can go to. It'll give you my LinkedIn, my WhatsApp number, so whatever you want, and I'm available. Like the other brother says, as a military guy, I don't have a problem giving out information. You know, so my background is in insurance and sales, and I also do financial planning and retirement. I'm semi-retired right now, and I'm applying some of the things I advise my clients to do. You know, I have clients that used to have houses in California. They've sold their house in California and built houses in Chihuahua, Mexico, and used the rest as retirement.
There we go. There we go.
Tax-free strategies. That's why I said, what is the point? You take your money from America, you utilize it to where you get the maximum benefit in a whole nother country, or even from him buying or selling in California. Even I'm in Texas. I'm going to build a house down here in Texas. Lands at like 3 acres for $79K. You know, so
nice.
But yes, in a very nice, reputable area too. So that's what I'm looking to do. But you know, this
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
that's a minimum. So there's more land available. I'm just saying minimum's like 3 acres for like 80K. Yeah.
Man, that's great for you.
Looking at things like that and trying to advise people to prepare for the future, get out of taxable and high risk investments, getting to things that are tax free, you know, 401ks, different things like that. Those are risky. You know, even though you think you're retiring with something, by the time you get to retirement age, you got to give Uncle Sam damn near half of that. The minute you touch it, and you're going to be forced to touch it, a lot of that's going to be paid in taxes first. So you're deferring taxes now. Well, what's guaranteed in life? Death and taxes. Always going to go up.
Right.
So you're deferring now maybe 25%. God knows what it's going to be in the future. And when you absolutely need it, then you're going to liquidate it and pay Uncle Sam first. It's a scheme. There's other ways to put your money up to where you can pull money out tax free. These are what the 1%ers know. These are what the senators know. These are the investments that you got to get into as Black folks that are not that apparent. People don't know. You know, those are the things I talk about to a lot of people.
Agreed.
I respect
man, that's gonna be a good one on Saturday.
Besides for dealing with people with PTSD, I'm a PTSD sufferer. I was in the original Gulf War, so I talk to people about traveling, especially military expats, that because we have a high rate of suicide within the military branches. You know, when they get out, there's literally 21 people that commit suicide per day that were veterans per day.
Wow.
I need to know that.
Because here's the thing. You're trained to kill. You can literally be in Afghanistan one day. The minute you get discharged, they don't deprogram you. You have to figure that shit out on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't go through a whole process of teaching you how to deal with civilians. You're like this in battle. It's called the 1,000-mile stare. You're like this. You have to disarm yourself from that so that you can be personable with people. I had a best friend that was in the Air Force. Matter of fact, he was my first interviewer. He challenged me to learn how to talk to people again because I was so locked and cocked from the shit I seen. It was like ridiculous.
Mm.
You know, so yeah, I mean, things like that, me just showing other veterans to get out and travel, stretch their legs. There's other opportunities besides feeling like the walls are closing in on them and thinking the only thing they have to do is delete themselves when
Right.
there's more things out there. And most military people love to travel. They just forgot about it when they get out.
Mm.
You know,
Does something
but
to
I'm
you,
enough about me. But you know, yeah, reach out to me on that, and like I said, we can keep in touch. Like I said, I'm just starting up my podcasting portion of it, but yeah, me and you, Kings and Dreams, we're definitely gonna hook up. Like I said, we got a podcast with Kanal this week.
Okay.
For exactly what we talked about. So look up Black Man's Travel while you're at it.
Yes.
No
Yeah,
shameless
man.
plug, but yeah, that's
No,
that's a friend of both of ours, so it's not an
Okay.
uninvited plug. And that brother is
Right.
one that he encourages professional travel. He talks about, you know, digital nomad stuff, health,
Yeah.
wealth, different things like that, how to make money while you're overseas. So he's a positive brother in the space. He doesn't consider himself a passport bro, but a brother that travels.
Brother
You
that
know what I mean?
travels. Exactly. Right. Right.
Correct.
Right.
Same. But you know,
Right,
as I
right,
mentioned,
right.
they all
Right,
they
we're all
all
in the same space, and like I said, we
so-
encourage them. I will never say too much negative. Obviously, I've talked to both Aaron and Rob about controlling the name, but it's kind of a name you can't control at this point. So, you know, while I
Yeah,
encourage,
I'm not
you know,
touching that
brothers to
one.
travel, it's out of control because there's no leadership. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, I you know, those both are my boys, and I can't
Yeah.
touch that one. That yeah.
Right. I
The
mean, we
iron-
had Aaron on the show because Black Man Travels and BMT were both on the same show together, and we were mediating that whole situation because both of them have the initials BMT.
Right, yeah, BMT.
But one's Black Man Travels and one's Black Man Travels.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
there's a
Oh,
little
wow.
thing with that too. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
going for a minute, but yeah. But Aaron and Rob both know each other, you know. But I mean, like I said,
I
there's
know,
all
I
kind
know.
of backstories, and yeah, there's all kind of backstories, and you know, like I said, we're all brothers. We all need to come together and do this thing right. We're all indirectly ambassadors. Obviously, the things we
Mhm.
do stick out. You know, those
Yes.
Pookie and Ray Rays are the ones that are messing the whole thing up.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? We gotta get
Agreed.
them under control. But other than that, everybody's doing what they need to do.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I completely agree, man. All right, gentlemen, it is 1:45 a.m. I gotta be up
Yes,
at
sir.
5.
Do
Appreciate
what
you,
you gotta
brothers.
do,
Appreciate
man.
you, Kings
Hey,
and
man,
Dreams. Great
I appreciate
show.
your time, man. I appreciate your time, your
Great
input,
show.
and everything.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Lakari, hey, you need to chop the hell up out of this, especially with Lucario's definition of what he considers beautiful. But it'll go viral right off the top.
Hey, listen,
I'm just
man.
saying.
Listen,
I'm just
man.
saying.
Yeah.
Because the minute he said, "Well, that's not what I consider beautiful," I said, I got your ass. What is your definition of beauty? And that's okay. I like thick women. I got, you know, not like that, but you know, I like, you know, curvaceous women. I got a few.
Yeah. All right.
All right, gentlemen.
Everybody take it easy,
Pleasure.
man. That's
Pleasure.
just another time.
Everybody in the chat,
All right,
thanks for
man.
joining in.
All right, man. Salute, guys. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Peace. All right, man. We are almost at the 4-hour mark. It's almost 2 a.m. on the East Coast. Your brother gotta at least catch like a 2.5 hour sort of power nap or something like that, man. Gotta get up early in the morning, got a long day. But guys, ladies who are watching, Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got another content creator, my man Jamie Woods. He's going to talk about his travel experience in Spain. I can't wait to interview this brother, young and up and coming YouTuber. So he's going to talk about his experience in Spain, and I can't wait to learn about that because Spain is, one of those spots I don't think that's talked about enough, man. So we gonna talk about Spain, man. You know what I mean? But shout out to my guest Lucario. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to everybody who will be watching in the future. I definitely appreciate you all. Stay purposeful, and I am out. Peace. Man, your brother needs some sleep.